Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Call of Duty Challengers Elite. It is time for our knockout series. Our middle four teams will be facing off for the chance to get into our playoffs tomorrow. My name is Bryce. I'll be bringing you all the action for today, but joining me, of course, my two colleagues, Chris Tunn and Ellen. Ellen, how are you?
I am fantastic, Bryce, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe this is our second to last cast together. Like, wow, this season has flown by. It's crazy. But I'm really well. I'm excited to see the conclusion of stage 4 today. Well, not the conclusion, but the start of the conclusion.
Me too. An awful lot of very good games should be coming. Tunn, how are you today?
I'm delighted I don't have to work with you two for another 3-4 months, I would say, after these this day and then the next week. It's going to be a lovely time, and honestly, I'm just very excited for it, Bryson.
That's a horrible answer. Horrible answer.
I don't
but
mean
it's fine. It's fine. I'll forgive you. You know why? Great Call of Duty today. We are going to see our teams face off, of course. And these is pretty much what we're going to be seeing to begin with. So, winners round 2 is what we're going to follow. It will be Amelia Strays versus Mavericks first of all, and then we will see our second game, elimination round 2, which will popularize as the teams go through this as well. Basically, the way it works is a double elimination with 4 teams that end up in the middle of our round robin, and then we'll go across to the North American region and pretty much do the exact same thing. But Mavericks versus Amelia Strays is a very big game. They have fought before during the season. It was 3-2 last time to Amelia Strays. Ellen, what are your initial thoughts on these two teams?
Okay, well, when I look at Mavericks and I look at Amelia Strays, I'm going to be looking at basically, essentially, their record is the same. So we already know that. Like, they're a team that obviously are very close in terms of just competitiveness. And, you know, you kind of look at their weak points. So you look at Mavericks, weakest point is probably, you would say, maybe their hard point and their controls. 4-7 and 2-5. 4-7 on hard point, 2-5 in control. If I'm Mavericks, okay, and you look at Amelia, I'm going to be looking at their weakest game mode, and essentially you want to maybe try to capitalize on that. Amelia is a little bit more stronger in S&D, but their hard point as well is kind of the same. So maybe just between the two teams, they kind of just have to look at taking that first hard point. I think that first hard point is just going to be everything. And for both teams, I think that just that mindset, they're just going to be thinking about that. Like, you want to win this first game. Like, you have to. Because essentially, everywhere else, they kind of look even, right? But it's just this one of those things that I think the pressure is more so on for the Amelia Strays team as to where they lost more S&D games than Mavericks.
All right.
So
well,
they
we'll see how
gotta
that
win.
ends up playing out with those two teams. But before we get far into this game, let's talk about how they've actually got here. So, of course, I have mentioned, right, these teams are our middle teams. 3rd to 6th have gone into our knockout bracket. In winners round 1, of course, Amelia Strays won a game 5 against the Originals. Same thing actually happened, though, for Mavericks. They won 3-2 against Los Pepes. Does give us our winners round 2 game. The game going on at the same time, by the way, will be the Originals versus Los Pepes. We will update you on it. Now, the reason the winners round doesn't go any further as well, by the way, is whoever wins out of Amelia Strays and Mavericks will go forward into our playoffs. So that's a one and done game for them. The loser, though, gets another chance. They will play the winner of the Originals and Los Pepes, whoever that is. Both the games you're going to see on stream here today are essentially elimination games. Just one of them, the first one will be the game that pushes you into the playoffs, and the second game, one team will be eliminated, but the other team will go into the playoffs. So we're always going to have a playoff team at the end of one of these games, which is great. Tunn, who's making it?
It's a hard one to call. I mean, look, we've looked throughout the whole of the European region. We've seen the situation last week with the tiebreakers and how things worked out. I think Team War went out in a very, very minor calculation in the end. Things are super, super close across the board. I think it's hard to predict. Amelia Strays have, over the course of the season, seemingly got a little bit better with their new pickup coming in and Wardy. But honestly, I really like what we've seen from Mavericks in the last playoff season. Yes, their team has changed up, but they seem to have the ice, and I'm kind of leaning towards the Spaniards, it has to be said.
All right, well, I suppose between these two teams, we'll have to try and figure out exactly who is going to win. Of course, we can look at the map set and see how this is entirely going to play down. So, For our best of 5 here, we will start off on Moscow Hardpoint, then into Standoff Search and Destroy, Checkmate Control. If we continue on going at that point, we will see Apocalypse Hardpoint and then Raid Hardpoint. Ton, you must be happy we're seeing Standoff.
Oh, Bryce, you can't see my camera, but I threw my arms in the air in a victory stance. My goodness me, we eventually get to see it. Yeah, production confirming that they did see it. I'm very happy they didn't cut to it. Nonetheless, Standoff being in there is a big positive for me. Very excited again on that one. I actually quite like the map pool. It's very diverse, but some of the best maps that we do have in there, of course, and ending on a Raid Search and Destroy if we need it is never ever a bad thing.
No, and of course, I think the big thing between these two teams right now, of course, is just how much this very first game means. So, let's do something for our knockout stage, and let's put our money where our mouths is. Predictions from the pair of you, but of course, this time we're going to want a series score to see who can actually end up getting it right. Ellen, let's go to you first.
Okay, I'm gonna say for this one, I feel like Mavericks is gonna come out with the heat, and I just think they have a little bit more of an edge on their Search and Destroy. I think Mavericks is gonna take this 3-1.
Oh, okay. Spaniards so far, 3-1. Ton, are you back in beef?
I'm still gonna go with Mavericks. I'm gonna go 3-2. I think potentially this goes down to the wire. How close things have been across the board. I said Mavericks before, I will stick with that as well. I just think it might be a teeny weeny bit closer.
Oh, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one because
it's hard.
The issue I have with all of this is you have to go back and look at the context. I've always said, look at the context of what happens. Amelia Strays admittedly have had a roster change, but they were our champions of the last stage, right? And also, I believe, if I've got this right, that these two teams have played before, and Amelia Strays beat Mavericks. So we're kind of going against the grain here in terms of predictions, but I suppose that's what we get paid to do. What we also get paid to do is bring you the action from the games that are about to start. First up, Moscow Hardpoint. This is Amelia Strays versus Mavericks. It's our casters, Ton and Ellen. Please take it away.
Thank you very much, Brycey. But I think there's good reason to why we are going to go with Mavericks on our side of things. At least, Ellen, they look so good when it does come to these eliminations. How close did they run Elevate last time around? Obviously in season number 3. Right. I believe that they can go just as far this time around and maybe go a step further by beating Amelia Strays. Now, Mavericks, for me, have really been kind of underrated ever since they got in. I mean, no more than Amelia Strays were in the very first season. We seen them last season, but at the same time, I feel as if they always slip under the radar just that little bit. They're a very solid team and have always caused issues across Europe when they've been in the elite. When they haven't been in the elite, they are a very solid squad. Yes, okay, the roster change comes in to begin the season. Same for Amelia Strays. I think it's a very, very evenly contested game, and really wouldn't surprise me to see our prediction come up wrong. But kicking things off here, Mavericks with the hold of the spawns. It's just going to be such a close game.
Yeah, and everything that you just said, Ton, it's correct. Like, this is a team that is, I feel like, underrated, and they have just been proving themselves, and just even taking Elevate when they were looking so strong last season, and even now, like, it's just such a huge accomplishment. So Mavericks, again, great start from them. Amelia Strays, they do have essentially the lead right now, but if you take a look at it, Mavericks has control over the new point. So Amelia Strays has to figure out a way to break this, essentially. And Michael there with a huge 2-piece. That's amazing from him, but Wardy gets the trade, and now take a look at number 5 on your minimap. It's going to be Watson pushing from that street side, but he has to wait for the push to come through from Amelia Strays here. And slowly but surely it's going to come right now.
There we go. They seem to have turtled up inside police station here, Mavericks. Not going to get the spawns. That does benefit them, though. Seeing if number 2, Eric Boom's going to be able to make the push round behind. They're going to try and pinch, and that's why they're still waiting inside of the police station. There's the clear. And yes, okay, they don't get a lot of points from that. Has to be said, Amelia Strays will probably not be too displeased with how that one goes. They make the push. They don't get a great deal themselves, but they do prevent Mavericks from picking up a good chunk of time, which usually does happen over towards P2. Rotation back round, though. It's all about this fight for the back spawns. Super is one there for the Spanish side of Mavericks.
Yeah, and that's huge. Essentially, Mavericks is gonna want to push around through this back bank side because, you know, they want to solidify the spawn and make Amelia Strays spawn out. So what does Amelia Strays have to do? They have to hold the back. They have to hold the push. And now Mavericks is just essentially waiting for that to happen, but the Perio with a huge kill right there on Sukri is going to open it up a little bit, but they still have to worry about those spawns in the back.
Shots.
And now That was good shots in for Purio, but again, the split spawns are coming in, and now still holding control for it is Amelia Strays.
That's been very scrappy so far, but good shots from Wardy. A big boots to fill, has to be said. You know, NukeJ looked fantastic last season for this Amelia Strays roster. Finds 3 there to help the hold come through. Amelia Strays do get the majority of that time around, but the deficit is probably going to remain, well, relatively similar to what it was when we headed over towards the library side. Going over towards the street, though, looking to control that is there for Amelia Strays, but I don't think they'll be expecting Super behind, who, well, in joint fashion, will not be expecting Chaxter behind him either. So there you go, good clear out from Amelia Strays. They will lock this one in. It's been a good start from them, has to be said. Rotations coming through, they're playing very awkward, always seem to have a man making some sort of flank. Good, awkward hard point play. Makes it very difficult to play against for the Mavericks side.
Yep. Now that slowly but surely, but Mavericks push is going to come through, and you have Furio on the defensive side, but that's 3 down for Amelia Strays, and you still have Wardy here in the bus side controlling that back bank area, and his teammates to spawn follow up right behind him, but still, Amelia Strays is looking pretty strong here. They have still, it's kind of crazy. I don't want to point this out, but Chaxter actually started off being, I think he was 0-4. So Amelia Strays is just overall, they just are looking so clean in their teamwork and holding and solidifying those spawns. But Patient's still going to come through, and Watson, huge kill coming in from him. But Vikel's going to push through the front, and he's going to get him down. So that's, again, 3 down. And Wardy and Watson, in terms of their ARs right now, they're just absolutely dominating.
Yeah, that's the difference right now. It has to be said. Super really hasn't got heated up whatsoever. So that's 3. Now 4 do fall for Amelia Strays. And maybe a little bit of control here for Mavericks. We need to see Super heat up because he's been a big reason as to why they have looked very, very solid. Well, every time I've watched them at least anyway, he has been one of the standouts. Sitting at 4-9 is not like him, has to be said. Still holding the spawns here though. Super does pick up 2 from the outside. Will fall on roadside now. Has to be careful not to get pushed from this side. Does Eric Boom, who is now going to contest, and surely he'll be shut down from Escalator side. Finds 1, does get traded out. As said, the spawn still with Mavericks. It was last time as well, but they didn't benefit from that as much as they would have liked. Still, though, not a bad hold at P1. The rotation towards P2 is in. Can they hold that a little bit better this time? Super dropping early, though, is not going to help them here, Alan.
That's right. Vikel trying to hold this kill, hold Purio off in the front, but Purio gets a huge kill onto him now. Sukri is going to try to hold the push from the front, but Amelia Strays, they're in a kind of a tough position now as they're pushing through that mid lane, but Super holding down the street side, doing a very good job. It's going to run around here and come in contact with Chaxter right in the back. Don't want to be stuck in that position, but 30 seconds left. Super's going to actually have to push out, force the spawn, and eventually put Amelia Strays out. Nice. But on a 5 streak right now, he's looking to make the run, but Amelia Strays overall, he's going to have to worry about 3 members of the team on this rotation, and what a hard battle it will be, as he's just going to sit here and wait for his teammates in the front.
Yeah, has to wait for them spawning up. Somebody on the side of Amelia Strays, I do believe it was actually Chaxter, managed to get about 5 to 8 points or so on that hard point, whilst there was still 3 members of Mavericks holding the scrap time. So an interesting one in that respect, but let's see if Amelia Strays can hold on to Library as well as they did last time. Watson and Wardy lining it up with the Craigs. Fantastic work from them. And that immediately shuts down all the pressure Mavericks were trying to give. Chaxter now holding the middle. There's 1. Can he find the second? No, he can't. Everybody from Mavericks inside mid-map. Now that push is going to be called out, and Amelia Strays will set up for this. Can they hold it the same way as they just held the front push that came through? Super will be challenged, so will the other player that's here. That's Vikel. He falls. Super stays alive, though, and these kills being traded work out in the favor of Mavericks. They now get control of the spawns. Amelia Strays are still here, though, and there's only 15 seconds left to go, and Wardy really starting to heat up now. 22-10, nearly 23. Really, really good play by Amelia Strays. They've got a good solid lead of about 50 points heading over towards Street. It's been impressive from them so far.
Oh, this is so tough if you're Mavericks. Amelia Strays, essentially they did lose the spawns, but they're still holding it from the front. Those ARs are just absolutely dominating right now, and Mavericks their ARs need to step it up, but still now in control over this Street Hill. Eric is gonna look around here and come in contact with Purios. He takes him out. Now the 3-man push is pushing from that street side, and he gets Chaxter out. So now it's gonna be aggressive and try to push Amelia Strays back, and he comes around in the back and gets a 2-piece. He might do the turn and burn on the Chaxter Imperio, and he's still alive. I don't know how he's still alive right now, but Eric looks like he's kind of heating up, but Chaxter takes him out, and again, it's just going to be an all-out battle at the street side. But Maverick still, they brought the lead back just a little bit. And now Amelia Strays might answer back and take it just like that back from them. So that's 3 down already. But Maverick still, nonetheless, they got good time onto that point.
They've done very well. Still around 50 points, though. That's the problem. And look at the spawns. Amelia Strays in control of where they need to be here to try and close this out. Don't think they'll be able to do it here on P1. Well, I'll tell you what, they definitely won't be able to now, as most of the time will not do it for them. Locking in these spawns, though, that's what they're going to look for. P2 rotation's going to be coming through in around 45 seconds or so. Can they hold this down, though? Spawns are important for them. They know Mavericks will be fighting for it from the front. Look at the kills coming on through, though. That's a 2 for 2, thanks to a team nade coming through from Piero, and Vico will find shot onto Piero and take him down. So look at these kills starting to rain on through for the Mavericks side. 25 seconds remaining, but the problem being they need to start making this push for these spawns as soon as possible. Might go through bedroom window. Chaxter will find him. That's a big kill. Super trying to make his way around as well. Does find one. Needs the rest of his team close to him, though.
Yep.
Shots.
That's a huge kill on to Watson. But still, it's Amelia Strays that have control of this spawn. Now, that
Watson spawning out.
kill. Yep, Eric Boom now on a 6 streak. He might get that kill.
Shots.
Oh, that was huge, but they still don't have to worry about Chaxter. I don't know if they know. No, they're looking for him. Chaxter is in the back. This is huge if he stays alive, but he is getting traded out. So now Mavericks has control over this point, but Watson, can he stay alive? I mean, he obviously can if he's getting shots in like that. Amelia Strays, they just flipped it again. This is an all-out war right now.
It's an absolute firefight inside of P2, but look at Eric Boom with the streaks. It's an 8 spree for him. He will eventually fall. The thing is there for Mavericks, though, even though they didn't have the spawns, they really prevented Amelia Strays from picking up a great deal. Sukri's here on the rotation, though. It's actually a 2v2 fight for the spawns towards the back. Super, though, here, lingering around. He is going to find a kill on the Wardy, and if he can survive as long as he possibly can, then they're in a good spot. Surely he falls here, though. Super, can he turn? Not quite. The rest of Mavericks now on their way over. It's been a hellish start to the series, and here come the streaks. Eric Boom, nowhere near. But this may just help his team get a hold of the point. Doesn't find anything net. May have just wasted that time on the transition over. Wardy finds a big kill, and now Amelia Strays are deeply rooted inside of P3. Here comes the artillery, starting to call it in. It's desperation, but have you put it in a spot where they can't make the push themselves? Watson finds 2, Chaxter finds 1 and 2 himself as well, and that should be the game. Amelia Strays in such a good spot. It would be just an absolute miracle if Mavericks can make this push.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 8 seconds left. This is not looking lightly. It's just Watson and Wardy down, take him down after kill, and Amelia Strays. That was close. I feel like Mavericks still could have won that, but the use of streaks right there at the end, it's just it's just the timing of it. It just wasn't perfect there.
Yeah, it's hard because there's nothing really, the positions that need to be held by Amelia Strays there are all indoors. So it's difficult,
Yeah.
and the thing is, you're not really that close. I would like to see him maybe get a little bit closer so he can help his team out, use these streaks and try and find the kills on the offset of that, but unfortunately he wasn't anywhere near, and there you go. It is the map going over towards Amelia Strays. Well held, to be honest with them. On a couple of occasions where Mavericks had that P2 rotation, I don't really feel as if they got a great deal from that either time.
Yeah.
It was looking pretty clean on the side of Amelia Strays to just try and distract and try and be as much of a nuisance as possible in those scenarios. And then when they had the rotation, they were locking down solid points. So that 50-point lead, I want to say it flattens Mavericks a little bit, in my opinion. I honestly felt as if Amelia Strays were really in the lead the majority of the game. Things were looking solid from them all the way through, so well played to Amelia Strays. Of course, we will heading into a search and destroy on standoff coming up next, much to my pleasure. I think it's difficult to sort of ascertain how much practice these teams have had on this map as time has gone on. I know Watson probably, top of my head, did play Black Ops 2 way back. He might have just been a wee little child, but at the same time, you know, who on these teams has that experience from that time? It has been quite some years since we have played Standoff, of course, but they have had time to practice this, Ellen, and I'm wondering if these teams are going to be well enough practice to go up against each other here.
Well, I believe that Mavericks have played Standoff at least once, and they won it against Elevate. So they won Standoff, and then Amelia Strays, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know before this if they played it, so don't quote me on that, but I don't know if they've played it at all, at least here in Stage 4. So whether or not maybe that might have a slight edge for Mavericks taking this next map, I mean, I don't know. Like you said, it's hard to say and determine how much both of these teams have practiced on this map. But statistically, if you want to look at it, we can lean maybe towards Mavericks winning it. But just coming off from a map that, you know, you have Wardy and Watson just absolutely dominating. Like, their ARs are on point right now. So that's going to be really like going into the search and destroy who you want to take out. I would say is like the on the side of Amelia Strays, their ARs have to step it up.
Yep, I think if you're looking at Mavericks, yeah, absolutely. I think Eric Boom obviously did step things up towards the end, and he was a big reason that things got a little bit close. But we didn't really see the game that we were expecting out of Super. He really has been one of the standouts. It was Eric Boom, the guy getting the job done. On the other side of things, I mean, you've got kills like that coming through for Watson. Wardy had a stellar game as well. 30 and 16, as we can see things being closed out, so you wouldn't have had many more than that. Still, a very, very good return for a game of Moscow for an AR player. But look, the Krigs on the side of Amelia Strays, they were consistent all the way through that game. And a big reason as to why they were looking down spawns, a big reason as to why they were finding kills where they needed them. So, you know, I think if you are Mavericks, here you need to make sure your ARs are on point. We know how important they can be for these opening picks. Checkmate Control will be coming up next, but then of course Apocalypse and Raid, if we do need them. I think we will. I'd be very, very surprised if we see a 3-0 Amelia Strays here. But as we were saying, you know, our prediction's leaning towards Mavericks, but if it was to go any other way, I don't think we'd be too surprised. A 3-0 to Amelia Strays here. Yes, okay, the games would have to be close, and if they were a whitewash, I'd maybe be a little bit surprised, but it's honestly been quite unpredictable so far. So let's see how Amelia Strays can do on Standoff. Mavericks will be looking to bounce back here. We know they have the clutch factor. You know, remember those 2 1v3s in a row, Ellen? My goodness.
Yes.
Let's see if they can get it done on another Black Ops 2 map. I think that was specifically on Express, but I wonder if they can get it crazy. Done.
Yeah, I look at this map and I just can't believe we're seeing it again. And it's just different for me this time because here I was competing on it. I was playing on this and now I'm casting it. It's just, it's weird, ton. It's weird. But looking into this, I tell you what, Sucre is definitely my player that I'm going to be watching in search because, oh my goodness, every time I see that man, and it's just, he's always clutching up or doing some crazy, like I said, 1v3s. So Mavericks already with a strong start. They got the bomb plan and the push is going to come through, but it's going to be a close one.
Top hotel control coming through for Sucre. Pierro's actually managed to get through the middle of the map here. Checkster from behind as well. I'm curious what the defensive stance is here for Mavericks. Shots in from Eric Boom, and Vikel will find another. Well, the defensive stance works. There's going to be Checkster left alone on the flank. We'll find one. Colin find the second. Mavericks take the round 1-0, but things looked a little bit shaky for a second there, Ellen, has to be said.
Yeah, just for a second, but I mean, that was a Vikel. I mean, there's like shots like that. It doesn't look like they were worried. He was worried. But that was a very good aggressive push there onto the A site from them. And like I said, Mavericks, I feel like their S&D game has been pretty consistent, pretty solid throughout the stage. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised just seeing them dominate. But I'm curious to see how Amelia Strays answers back on this one, as now instead of doing essentially what Mavericks did going to A, it looks like they're going to swing it over to B.
Yeah, it's not as regular as the A hit, of course. A lot quicker than what it was on Black Ops 2 this map, though, has to be said. Gunfight's coming in already. Bullets being fired away. Oh, that's a big grenade. Checkster just about going to get away. Say that with about half health. Pierro significantly less than that. Big gunfights coming on through, though. It's going to work out in the favor of Mavericks. All of a
That
sudden,
was fast.
I mean, that is over very, very quickly. I mean, look at that. I mean, it was just a case of posturing. One gunfight goes the way of Mavericks and they swarm.
Oh my, and then super lit.
Oh,
My
just
goodness.
about. Just about.
Okay. I think Mavericks is heated up now. I think they're warmed up.
Maybe just feeling the S&D side of things. It's been very much a hard-hitting couple of rounds so far. It's a quick plant that came through today. I don't think they're going to be able to quick plant this one, though, as Amelia strays. Entrenched in and around Tractor. Grenade out's not going to do anything, and Watson will clean that up on Eric Boom. I'm really not sure what he thought the plan was there. Maybe not aware that Watson was lingering as well, and the shots through towards the fence side are going to deter Vikel, and, well, it's plan B for Mavericks now, as that bomb site they were seemingly heading towards, not really attainable now. Sukri's the one playing on a bit of an island here, looking for the pick.
The test of patience. Chaxter obviously is just waiting. They're waiting, but stun check comes through. Now Sukri just holding this bakery. Knows it's team in the back. Michael gets a huge kill, and Sukri gets the second now. That was huge from the two of them working that back alley, and now 29 seconds left remain. They have to plant this bomb. And the wrap and the rotation is going to come back through. But Piero, huge kill onto Sukri there as he stops a little bit now, evening it up to 2v2, but 17 seconds left. This is tough if you're Mavericks. Shots in the back.
Piero needs to stay alive. He needs to stay alive as long as he possibly can. Wait for his teammate to come in with the backup. Not going to be there. Wardy now on a 1v2. There's one onto the bomb site. Does he know that that wasn't the bomb carrier, though? No time to plant it. And if you're Mavericks, you got to be quicker on that transition. I think it's this kill that Piero finds. They're probably not expecting an SMG in the middle of the road there, in fairness.
Yeah. Yeah. At first, I thought they were just going to push through the blue. I was going to say grandma blue. I know some people call it something different, but I thought they were going to push through and maybe wrap to A, but they wrapped back. Probably anticipating somebody waiting at the maybe at the head glitch or something, but that's tough. But great play, great positioning from Piero.
Shots. Yeah, Sukri will actually land some. Will take a lot from Watson. Gets him off the side of Grandma's now. And how is Eric Boom here, though? If you're Amelia Strays, Wardy in danger. That's a huge flank that's come on through. Does have Vikel with him for company as well? He's surely going to get caught here. Not quite. Fantastic stuff from Eric Boom, but that bomb is going to go down at A. Watson going to get peeled as he tries to walk back around, though, and all of a sudden, Piero caught now in a 1 versus 3. Has to check it. Eric Boom, can he be the first one on the chopping block? Not quite. Grenade in, mate. Just give him a little bit of time here. Surely they're expecting this, and there you go. Mavericks very much reading the playbook that's coming out from Amelia Strays here. 3-1.
Yeah, that was great plays by them, and I mean Eric Boom, he's what 5-6 streak. So that was 6th streak now, right? Yes, 6th streak. He's like you said. How did he get here? Great plays from him. I mean, honestly, he just needs to be stopped. Great shots. Great shots.
Yep, he's having a really good series. Has to be said.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious to see how Amelia Strays is going to counter. Because if they've been going to A every time, playing very aggressive. So it's just like you think about it, I feel like they maybe need to, do they match their aggression or do they wait a little bit more? It's kind of interesting in terms of reading, but.
Oh, Jackson gets bad timing there. Is he going to see the cross? Oh, he's going to be spotted though. Surely he gets picked. Yes, Eric Boom again. 7-1 out of him now. Having a hell of a time, about 2/3 on the way towards those streaks. Gonna back this one down and the wrap will come through once again. Sometimes it is hard though, isn't it? Because you kind of get hotel control. You get back alley control and you're like, right, okay, well, let's go B. But the wrap around towards A is never a bad shout. You can't be collapsed on very, very quickly when it does come to B. Did he see Watson making the cross there? Super. No, he didn't. He didn't see Wardy either. So 2 men on the flank. Will they know there's two from behind, though? That's the question. Bomb is now going down. It is a 3v2 in the favor of Mavericks, but Amelia Strays have work to do.
Certainly do, and Wardy's now just crawling his way through the front. He's going to be waiting as he has Watson on his rear. Nade comes in, and there's the trade, but can he get it? No! Easily taken out, and that was just kind of come to your trades and your baiting positions, but Mavericks still overall just dominating, and that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I almost thought that Amelia Strays had it. That was sneaky very sneaky coming in from Wardy.
It's just Sukri behind, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got himself posted up top bakery. It's always going to be hard to push around the tank side to try and get control of air once again, but it was kind of a Hail Mary play, and while speaking of Hail Marys, those artillery shots are going to be coming through very, very shortly for Eric Boom. He is going to fall before he gets a chance to get the missile, though, but his team looking good in the round nonetheless, and that's all he probably will care about. What he posted up on the statue is going to be in danger in a second. Vikel will put the shots in and back on down. He gets out rent-free as well. Wardy will find a kill, though, so it's now all of a sudden a 2v2, but the problem is here for Amelia Strays is now that it's a 1v2, and, well, Wardy doesn't have the bomb.
Yeah, in that tough position he is, but Super takes him down, just like that. Mavericks overall just dominating again. It's just like you said, it's super. It's super. It's just good stuff. It's good stuff. They're just playing in a way where I just feel like I don't
just
know.
gunning
I'm
them,
not
aren't
sure.
they?
I'm just so surprised because Amelia Strays, you know what I mean? They just look so strong last game, and then now this game, it's like I don't know. It's just certain positions. Maybe just Mavericks is just harder to read because they are switching up, bomb sites as we see. And now again, they went from B last time, and now they're going to A.
I mean, I suppose there is the element of it being online. Okay, both these teams. We'll maybe go back to that one in a second. Vikel falls immediately. Sukri, can he find a second? Yes, he can. How on earth has he managed to find that kill? Piero's going to have to get out now in a 2 versus 3. He does have Chakstar alongside him, but worth bearing in mind that, one of these teams in the UK, one of them in Spain, and can maybe make that difference in terms of how a host works, etc., etc. We've all played online COD. We all know that it can have an effect. Piero now in a 1v2 though. Eric Boom is going to find the shots, and Mavericks will find their first map of this series. 6-1. It's a very, very confident, comfortable search and destroy. The big play from this game here is from Sukri. Look at that. The reach out, the confidence to do so. Fantastic stuff out of Sukri. Fantastic game out of Mavericks there. And honestly, it didn't. Yes, okay, they were switching things up, but it didn't feel like it was like the search and destroy masterclass that we know that Mavericks can put on at the time. But it kind of just felt like they were running in, getting aggressive, and gunning the side of Amelia Strays. Yeah. It didn't feel as if there was much fight back at many different points.
Yeah, and I feel like the way that they were playing in a way they were unpredictable. Okay, they kept switching bomb sites up. And then, like you said, it's just those aggressive subs just being in trading positions, because even like we just saw Vikel push that back alley area by Grandma's, and then he had Sukri right up there behind him to cover him. So, or Super, one of the two. But either which way, they were always together, and they played very, very tight knit, and it just worked out for them.
Yeah, honestly, I think, looking at standoff, how it used to play, it's maybe a little bit slower when it did come to Black Ops 2. This game, though, very, very quick, and, Mavericks made that count for them. One apiece in the series, though, before we do head over towards Control. We get over to Checkmate once again. I was about to say Control standoff there. That'd be an interesting one. Nonetheless, though, heading over towards Checkmate. It's hard. It's really hard because, for all that we've seen a relatively close map number 1, it still felt pretty comfortable for the side of Amelia Strays, whereas that S&D was a bit of a blowout. Okay, different game modes, but it's hard to judge which way the momentum's really swinging in this one, Ellen. I'm not sure. Are we still kind of leaning Mavericks on this one? I think that's S&D's kind of reignited the fire for me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're fired up, and even in that hard point, it was close, but despite them not having the spawns or losing spawns, they still had the lead deficit kind of close, you know what I mean? So I don't know if that maybe was them adapting to the team, to their opponent, because sometimes that happens. Maybe you might have a rough start, but you're adapting to how the other team plays. And if that's how Mavericks is, my prediction might come true, ton. It might be a 3-1 if they just take it away here. But I mean, statistically, if you want to look at Mavericks, okay, on Checkmate, they're 2-2. If you want to look at Amelia Strays on, wait, was that 2-2 on? Excuse me, no. Control on Checkmate, they're 0-2 Mavericks. So, ooh, that might be kind of tricky for them as well. And then Amelia Strays is 1-2. So, I don't know. If you really think about it, if they're that team that adapted if they're that team that adapted to Amelia Strays, they're gonna fly away with this one. But if they're not, and those Wardy and Watson dominate as they did in the first map in Moscow, it's gonna be much harder to win for them.
I think
Such
the
an AR
stats
heavy
do
map.
obviously help. The stats obviously do help as well. But how often have we seen on Cold War that what we are predicting and what we're going off on based on what we've seen previously kind of just goes out the window sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh,
So
yeah, of course. This is just predicting. This is just predicting.
Oh, no,
of course,
no,
nothing we say is gonna happen.
it's
of course.
just
It's
this
hard.
game is very much on the day at times. So let's
Yeah.
see. I mean that's why, you know, if we were to go on the statistics side of things, I think we both would have went with Amelia Strays, but
Yeah.
Mavericks, yeah. I mean, things have looked very, very good. Hopefully, we're loading at the Checkmate soon, but unfortunately, you have to look at our faces until then.
Hey, it's not a bad face.
I speak
to
for
look at
myself.
there.
I'll speak for
Okay,
myself.
come
I'll speak
on.
for
Nah,
myself.
they don't mind. They don't mind. They like looking at our faces. As long as he's smile.
Well, of course. But loading into Checkmate now, it is difficult, but those ARs again, we have to talk about that. Map number 1, Amelia Strays really dominated that department. It's a very important factor when it does come to Checkmate control. Are these ARs going to be able to get control of plane? Are they going to be able to lock these lanes down? That's what's going to make the difference here. And if Mavericks give the same sort of AR performance we've seen in map number 1, this is going to be an Amelia Strays map.
That's correct. And the push is coming through already to A. Eric Boom already opening up that first kill on the Furio. And again, we're going to see a very aggressive push on this street side here. Hopefully, maybe they can get a tick, but Finch is going to come through from both teams. The Sukri gets that kill on the Watson. That's actually a huge kill, and they do manage to get a tick here, tons. So, aggressive, fast-paced start for Mavericks as they are ready and looking to potentially cap this A, and they're already on the B. Well, pass through it. Setting up for the spawn trap.
Yep, a really good start from the Mavericks side. Sukri as well, causing danger over towards B. Look at the pressure they're putting on, though.
Yeah.
Michael's not missing shots either. Fantastic stuff from him. And I actually remember he actually tweeted me. I think it's Vikal, if I remember correctly. He tweeted. I'm sure he tweeted me and said it said in the same way as it would be. The I is an English E, so it's Vikal. I think we're going to go with that one. He actually tweeted me, well, Vikal, you're going to get your name said time and time again.
I'm sorry.
If you keep coming up with players like that. But 6-0 off the rip. Mavericks are running, and I mean sprinting away with this one. 24-14 on the lives remaining side of things as well. Just in total control of the map. We said we're going to need their ARs to pick it up, but it has to be said it's been their SMGs in this one. Look at him go. There's number 9 of the round. We've barely been in round number 1 of control here on Checkmate, and it is donezo.
That's
Mavericks 1-0.
Yes, and so I just wanted to say I'm sorry. It's not Vikal, it's Vikal. Vikal, you are a monster. You deserve to win that round. Like, amazing stuff. And like you said, Ton, it really was their aggressive subs. Like, I mean, look at that. They just essentially pushed up, got those initial kills, and then they pushed forward to trap them in their spawn. And upon doing so, if you noticed, you had Sukri who broke off underneath the plane while his 2 teammates were capturing A, and then he got set up, he ran through B, and then he got set up to trap them in that back green area, and then to set up for a spawn trap. So after they captured A, they can go to B. So Mavericks, that aggression's high. Amelia Strays right here, Ton, they're gonna have to match it.
Let's see if they can. I said that AR's had a really good performance in map number 1, but can they continue it here? Well, yes is the answer to that question. Wardy finding 2 in the middle. Sukri's going to be able to backslide. That was well looking for number 2. Nelly catches Watson off guard. Super was playing control, though. It's not the worst defense so far from the Mavericks side. Super on a 5 spree. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, he is. 5 straight for him, but now Amelia Strays is looking to potentially match this. As you see, Watson's fighting that A Street, and then you have on the flank side, Chaxter getting a huge kill at that plane, but now set up here to capture this A point. Amelia Strays are gonna fight, but they still have Mavericks to worry about on that flank, of course, or that plane side, of course, just getting set up overall. Plane control is huge, but it'll be interesting to see how Mavericks plays out this one.
Piero staying alive as best he can. He's going to find the kill there, and is looking like it's going to be locked in shortly. The attacking side, the ones with the benefit here so far, just finding the kills, and maybe in the defensive things, you maybe like to see things slow down just a little bit from both teams. Seem to be running into lots of gunfights, looking for that bit of control. Watson from behind though, finds one, finds two. Nicely lined up for him, but that's a good shot now for Amelia Strays to get a hold of B, or at least get some really good ground on it. But look at the setup they've got here. Watson in prime position and catch people off guard when they're pushing out of this side. Piero is going to fall on the other side of things, though. It's one last push here for the side of Mavericks. Eric Boom going to fall. Watson, can he do anything about the other side? Not quite. Chandra Sukri as well. Watson, what is that? Full streaks is the answer to that question. Amelia Strays are running through Mavericks the same way as they go ran through in round number 1. They're locking this one in. What is going on in this control? One apiece.
Oh man, you know what's crazy? And I saw what Mavericks was trying to do. It looked like they were trying to push that A site and then wrap around, and you know, because they didn't want to push Watson. Like you said, he's slaying like crazy in their base. They were trying to push that A Street side and then wrap around and then potentially get control and then trap Amelia Strays in their base and trying to like reverse do what they were doing and just leave Watson. But it didn't work out. Unfortunately, they managed to get a little bit ahead, but man, it's just attacking side, right? It's kind of like a one-sided thing, it seems like, but attacking now, again, Mavericks on that offensive side. Already 2 down for Amelia Strays, now 3. But the trades are coming in, and overall they're working that B point site first this time instead of A, and now they're on the point getting that tick as Super is capping, and Vikel fighting for his life in that plane. He does get taken down by Wardy, and now Super in a very, very tight predicament as he's just trying to play with his life, working this B side, and
yeah, it's about keeping what pressure they have here. I think if you're Mavericks.
Yep.
They're all pushed up. Things looking good. Vikel, though, will find one himself. Should fall here. Oh, good. Look at those shots from Piero. That's disgusting. Has to be said. We are seeing some high-level COD here. Everybody hitting the shots. Everybody playing their role. Chaxter, unfortunate there, does pre-aim it initially. Good play from Amelia Strays there, though. It's looking more and more like that this is potentially going to be the first defense win that we're going to see on Checkmate, and it's not very often we say that. We'll have a look at the streaks situation after this round. But there's plenty on the board, I know that. Chaxter's going to fall. One last roll of the dice here for Mavericks, Ellen.
That's right. Only 15 seconds left, and I mean, lives are still a little close, but this is going to be tough. It's really going to be up to Eric and Super, who are in the plane pushed up already, and they do get those kills. Huge kills. Now they can potentially make a push towards that A site, but they have Perio to worry about, and now Watson gets a 2-piece, but now this is going to be the last kill to solidify, but Vikel, huge kill right there. 4 seconds
oh my
left.
god.
He gets the second, can he get the third? He does! What? Vikel is insane right now, but the streaks are going to come in from Watson. Can they connect here? Ton. 4 seconds left.
I mean, they're wide open. It's surely going to connect with somebody, not going to happen. Has it just all happened because of a Vikel 4-piece? Can they get a hold of it? They're going to be able to hold it, but are they inside the point? No, they are not. Super pushed too far. Doesn't get in. Oh, that Vikel 4-piece. My god, that'll live quite long in the memory. This is disgusting.
It has to be the kill cam.
Oh, it does. There's one. There's the second. Knows the way they're going to be pushing from him. This is the one. Oh my god.
Vikel. Oh my gosh, that was insane. I really thought they had that there. I was really surprised that streak didn't connect with anything, but I'm sure that maybe that kind of made Mavericks a little bit shaken up in their boots, and then boom, Amelia Strays just flew right in there, Ton. That was tough, but that was so close.
I think the thing is there, what Mavericks did is they were thinking a step ahead, I should say, which is good to go with. You know, they were thinking about B, they were thinking about getting control of spawn because they didn't have a great deal of time, even if they did lock A in. They were thinking ahead, and unfortunately they needed to make sure they locked A in. Super had extended and gets caught out trying to get back onto the point. Nonetheless, yeah, though, Strick's been called in by Vikal immediately.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't really see the sense in that. I don't really see the sense in that. There was not really any immediate danger that I can see anyway. Wardy doing a really, really good job to find those kills. And bearing in mind, of course, Mavericks are on the defensive side of things. There was no threat really on B. But Vikal kind of wastes his artillery a little bit.
But take a look at Super here. I mean, he's kind of in a good spot, and he can be a nuisance. He takes down Wardy now. And that's going to be a huge distraction if you're Amelia Strays. But still alive. Not anymore. Super gets taken down, as well as with his teammates. So that could have been scary if you're Amelia Strays, but they have to figure out a way. They still have 30 seconds left to push. The team makes their way towards the A Street here a ton, and Wardy gets set up. Easy kill onto Vikal, and now kind of he gets Glocked right. That doesn't want, you don't want that to happen, but the shot punch, of course. Now it looks like that Mavericks is going to be potentially set up Sucre in a very dangerous spot. He's going to work to just keep slaying out Amelia Strays in their spawn, and 27 seconds left. They still don't have a tick, but a huge kill in from Pirio now, and now the Flood's going to come on through on the verge of capturing us, and it should be it, but Super.
He's done well. Wardy trying to make the push on his own. Yeah, that might be it for the Maverick side of things, though. They should be able to hold this one down.
Yeah.
So it's looking like an attack in the defense one for both teams heading in to round number 5, unless Amelia Strays can produce something here.
Nah, it doesn't
It's
look
not
like
looking
it.
likely. Although they found the kills. Can Piero get it in time? Yes, he can. Here comes the Flood, though, inevitably from Mavericks, and that will be the round, and that will be 2 apiece. Who's going to get the defensive side here? I think the thing is, though, Ellen, I said, we've seen an attacking round go over to one team and then a defensive round go over to one team, so not necessarily feeling any advantage at the moment. You would prefer defense, though, it has to be said.
I agree. Both of these teams are just so evenly matched, I feel like. And I feel like for that round, for me, it really just was, you saw Mavericks able to just sneak by and get into their Amelia Strays' space, and they were just controlling that blue side, controlling that yellow, as we saw a couple of members of Mavericks there. So realistically, putting yourself in those positions to where you can just get that map control and be aggressive and trap the enemy in their base is exactly what they did.
See if they can do something with this defense. Good shots coming in from Piero. Can he find a third here as well? Not quite. Eric Boom will find a kill there and will get to stretch his legs forward. Bear in mind that Watson does have hold of this artillery strike, and some good shots coming out from him with the Craig once more. The thing is here for Eric Boom, look, he doesn't look like he's doing a great deal, but the problem for Amelia Strays is they have to worry about him. They have to think about what Eric Boom is doing. And that's a problem. That's an issue. They have to clear him out. They do clear him out. And now this is where they can start stretching their legs. It's looking good from Amelia Strays. They know where they're going to be spawning Mavericks here as well. The shots from Chakstar are crispy, and this is the perfect setup.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Exactly. They have them trapped. You have Chakstar, who's controlling the Finn. You have on the other side Watson, who's controlling yellow. And now Chakstar does get taken down, but again, they still have to worry about Watson and Pirio, who are pushed up in their base. And now with only 22 seconds left, this is going to be very tough. They have to win every single gunfight. But if you take a look, Eric Boom, he snuck by. He slipped through. He is on that B site, but alone, that's you can't do it alone. So he did get taken out, and I don't think this is it for. This is not looking good for Mavericks, but let's see if Vikal can do anything. 5 seconds left. It's not looking likely. I mean, they're pushing towards that A side. 2 seconds left. We've seen them closely do it before, but the kills again are still coming through in terms of Amelia Strays, and that's it. That's done. They take that checkmate 3-2 on Amelia.
Fantastic stuff out of Amelia Strays, and that's the kind of defense that you really should be seeing nearly every single time. The aggression comes through time and time again. The get set up, and then when they do, they just do not let go. Fantastic stuff from Amelia Strays. They will walk away as winners. Getting hold of the defensive side on the round number 5 that did come up, and looking fantastic in that one. Look, it was back and forth all the way through. It was really uncertain which way that one was going to go.
Really,
I think, you know, it's maybe not as close a game if Vickle doesn't set up there in the way that he does, especially in round number 1. That was ridiculous how things kicked off. Nearly found another, maybe a moment of hope in the next round after that, of course, on the defensive side, on the next attack, I should say. But other than that, it felt like Amelia Strays, outside of a couple of really big solo moments from the Mavericks players, were in control of the majority of that once more.
Yeah.
It has to be said. It just feels like control of maps is where Amelia Strays are really, really excelling at the moment, and it's becoming difficult for Mavericks to deal with.
Yeah, and I feel like, and I don't know, is that... what do you think? I feel like it might be in terms of their ARs. Like, I just feel like Mavericks, they're a really good aggressive team, but maybe if they had a slight bit more AR, like map control or pressure, like, you know, you see it from Wardy and Watson, like they were just absolutely dominating and controlling the map. So maybe just a little bit more AR dominance from the Mavericks, and then, you know, they could potentially just start, you know, plowing through everybody. But in terms of, you know, their sub aggression, I believe, I mean, it looks great. Like, you just saw Vickle, he's a monster. So I just feel like maybe if their AR step it up just a little bit, it'll, at least in terms of respawn, it'll be a lot easier for them.
I mean, look how important are rotations when it comes down to Apocalypse. Super important is to answer the question. Yes, okay, you need your main SMGs, those aggressive SMGs, to be doing their job through the front, but you need the ARs to be winning the gunfights on these rotations, and that's what's potentially going to make a difference here.
That's right.
Time and time again, we've seen Amelia Strays really dominate in that fashion, and well, we can see that from the scoreline. 250 to 200 and 3-2 on Control have been the story of their wins. Has to be said, it has been close, but comfortable in some regard. They get it kind of done when they need to, don't they? Yes, okay, the S&D was very strong for Mavericks, but heading into Apocalypse, Mavericks need this. But bear in mind, it has to be said that neither one of these two teams are out of this if they lose it. They still have another chance when it does come to this knockout stage before the single elimination tournament does go through with those final 4 teams. You must win 2 before you lose 2. Both these teams have already won the 1 and have not lost so far, so the loser does not go home. They will be in a spot where they have that second chance to qualify in their next game, but the winner does go through with the best seed potentially, and I do believe that would mean you would be playing against Elevate, which is not easy. Who would you rather play, Orglis or Elevate? That's the question, isn't it? Both very difficult
I would say
games.
Elevate right now, because Orglis is hot. I think they're on a 5-win streak right now. They're just looking really good. But in terms of this game here, I will say that if we do take it to raid, I was gonna say that the one advantage that maybe Mavericks has here over Amelia Strays, because let's face it, Amelia Strays, we already know that their ARs are dominant, right? We've seen it all throughout this game here, the series here. But in terms of this map, the advantage that Mavericks has, it is a smaller map. This might be beneficial more for their subs who are very, very, very aggressive. So I wouldn't be surprised here, Ton, if Mavericks took this, of course, but again, that I would say is the one advantage that they do have in Apocalypse is just the fact that it is more of a sub map over versus AR.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. You know, we do potentially see a route back into this series for the Mavericks here. We should be loading in very, very shortly, and I wonder. I think we have potential to see this map number 5, and I hope so. Just so my prediction was right, and it makes me look big brain. But nonetheless, I hope we get it anyway. Just I want to see close games all the way through here in Europe. And whilst this game is going on, we actually have the other game in the loser side of things between the Originals and of course Los Pepes going on at this moment in time. I believe that's actually on the community stream, so go check that out if you want. But of course, the winner of this goes through. The loser goes on to face the winner of that game. So we need to keep an eye on what's going on over there as well to try and ascertain who's going to be going through. But that will be another qualification match. And it has to be said as well, another on the other side of the coin is that if you do not get through this bracket, you have to re-qualify again. The only teams that stay through are, of course, the top 4 teams who make it to that single elimination playoff bracket, which is what these teams are vying for right now. The winner of that goes through to this and guarantees themselves their spot in Season 5, the last Elite Challenger season. So you want to make sure you're in there for the last throw of the dice when it comes to regular season. And this is another good reason as to want to win this game as soon as you possibly can. Get yourself in there and kind of relax when it comes to next season. You don't need to go through the super stressful one-day qualification event.
Yeah.
That is always crazy and always offers up surprises. There's always somebody that doesn't make it that you thought might. So you don't want to be there. It has to be said. You qualify for this singular limb. You do not have to go through that process, which is a blessing and has to be said.
Absolutely. I mean, let's be real. They call it the pit for a reason. It's so hard to come out of, and you want to win this. You want to be comfortable. You want to be top 4, of course. So you can just sit back and watch the qualifier and then laugh at all your opponents that you faced last season losing, maybe. But yeah, either way. But right here into this apocalypse, like I said, it's gonna be Mavericks. This is a sub map, so I feel like this is gonna be their map.
I mean, Mavericks, I was just trying to point out at the beginning there how deep they were sitting. They really, really don't want to give up these spawns, and rightfully so. It's a really, really good spot to hold this P2. It's quite similar to Moscow in that sense.
Yeah.
Start off on the better side with the middle, and then of course there is potential for a lot of points when it does come towards P2. Good shots from Super. Running the SMG, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see mostly SMGs on the side of Mavericks, considering how things have been working and considering the map we are playing. But a really good start. The thing is, they had the pushed up towards top TV, and it does force those spawns away from Amelia Strays just that little bit further. Gold Hill coming up in 4 seconds back towards Temple, and look how far away Amelia Strays were. Vikel finds 2, will get his name right eventually. It's Vikel, but nonetheless, he's playing crazy right now and looking good for Mavericks, who've already extended that lead. They have control of where they need to. It's a great start for the Spanish side.
Oh no, that was a huge kill for Wardy, but the push is coming through. Perio gets one, gonna get the second. No, he gets straight out by a nade, but still, it's Mavericks that has control, and in a dominant fashion, might I add, to start. But this is tough. This is tough if you're just... Amelia Strays just keeps spawning out, and it's just hard because Mavericks is just being so aggressive.
Oh my
but
God.
That's a huge 2-piece, but again, they still have spawns. They still have spawns. Yep. But now they have to start rotating to that new point. Now, Amelia Strays, they're going to decide to just chalk it, and let's get set up for the new. And now, let's us hold the next 2. So this is the advantage that they do have, is the fact that Mavericks is still at that old point. And now Vikel, he's going to wait here for his teammates and figure out a way to push this next one as the flood comes on through.
And I mean, Amelia Strays are on the right side of the map that they need to be on for the next, 4 minutes, I would say. Let's see if they can lock that down. I say that as things just completely switch over. Mavericks now get the spawns that they would definitely want. It's maybe a little bit harder to hit this hill specifically. But nonetheless, it's the side you want to be on. It's a bit of a split actually coming through now. Amelia Strays spawning towards the back. Still a lot of time remaining, though, so maybe teams not concentrating on this too much. See Amelia Strays now starting to set up, heading over towards P4. Fight towards the back. Eric Boom wins that. Just so good on this SMG. And really, Mavericks doing what we thought they might. Those SMGs are really running amok at the moment, and Amelia Strays can't quite deal with it at this moment in time.
Yep, that's right. And this is going to be a huge kill for Super, and he takes down Watson. That's going to be huge now for this next set of rotations, as they do. Still going to be fighting for that back spawn, but Eric Boom now is looking for Watson in the back, and he takes out Watson. That's huge again for Mavericks, as they're getting those rotational kills, essentially trying to hold that spawn. But Amelia Strays still in control over this point. Mavericks in control of the spawns. The kills come through. Shaxter in the back trying to get that kill onto Eric, but Eric just such an absolute monster now in a 4 streak. It's just just the beast subs coming in from Mavericks. We see it here. They're just such a good sub team. It's such a good sub.
Yeah, I mean, you got Vikel leading from the front, just constantly being aggressive. Eric Boom finding shots like that. Amelia Strays. We may well need to see how good your raid S&D is by what we're seeing so far. It's looking like Mavericks are going to tie this series up. Shaxter finds one, will fall. This rotation over towards the next hill, though. It's only Super here to do a great deal about it. Ring around the Rosie here inside the hut. Look at the shots from Piero, though. Can't find another either, can Mavericks, and that's 4 down. Amelia Strays with a really good rotation here. 50 seconds remaining, and look at the place in Narnia where Mavericks are spawning. That is quite the route back. Pierre already on waiting. He's not going to see them over the top. Surely he's going to fall. Shot's going to come in. I think Jackster actually putting bullets in, trying to help Pierre. But for all I said, that setup was there for Amelia Strays. They get wiped off the map. And now Watson's the only one left towards this side. What on earth is going on in this game?
I don't know, but I love how Eric Boom waited for him. That was so nice how he waited for his team to push him. But push is going to come through from Amelia Strays. And now again, Mavericks just easily able to just, again, slay them out right there. And now the rotation's coming. They're going to have to push out and work towards that new point. And Vikal, what a game he's having. He's 15-9 on a 4 streak. I feel like every time we see someone from Mavericks, they're streaking out. And it's crazy. But now Eric Boom aggressively pushing out.
They got spawned for P2.
Yep.
They should have it. There you go.
Then there we go.
I mean, it's perfect. That's absolutely perfect for the Maverick side. Not only do we see Amelia Strays really have the side of spawns that they want a couple of times on, the remaining 3 hills, they don't really do a great deal with it. For all that they have those spawns, a couple of times it's 4 down and they've locked it in. They only have 80 points to their name. We say that there was a big fight about to go on into number 7. Jackstar gets Sukri, wins it, but everybody else from the front, from Mavericks, are they going to be able to do it? It looks that way. Big fight towards 2 once again. Watson put the shots in, expecting the push from Eric Boom. Expects it rightly. Vikal challenges. Vikal dead. Eric Boom towards the back, trying his best to survive, but I tell you what, Amelia Strays have done fantastically because of Watson. 5 kills for him now. Piero finds one in the middle as well. They're just looking for one more. That's going to be super towards the back, and that should be spawns. Still Mavericks linger, though. Still the hair causing issues. Vikal's going to fall. Eric Boom's the only one close. But as we head over towards the goal hall point here, back towards the tomb, it is Amelia Strays in control. Mavericks will be kicking themselves that they didn't manage to hold this down, but they're going to do it from the front here. They come all 4. Watson needs to lock this down. Jackster finds 2. Can Watson find one towards the back? Yes, he can. The jump up doesn't work for him. Needs help from his team. And what is going on with this hill? Nobody really in control. It's just absolute chaos.
It's just back and forth, and now Super, he gets shot in the back. He managed to stay alive, and he's just running around with a pistol. Now, again, Amelia Strays manages to trade the spawns out, and now Maverick pushing from the front. And what is happening? This hill is just a complete bloodbath. But now, Amelia Strays, they do get that scrap time, but Mavericks is set up for the new rotation. So Wardy, he's going to have to push this top here and to get that kill on Boom, but Boom able to take him out. Now Chax is going to try to get the trade, and he does, but he gets traded out. So again, it's just close, tight-knit COD coming from Mavericks, but I'm just in disbelief on that last hill done.
I mean, they could have been really walking away with this game already, the way that they were set up for that P2 rotation, but it was just fight after fight after fight. And Amelia Strays really looking scrappy in this game. Yes, they are behind. Vikal trying to hold the spot. Waddy and Watson doing well, though. And look at this break coming on through. Amelia Strays are through once again. That little bit of magic that little bit of magic that Mavericks seem to have had in that first rotation is gone.
It's gone. There it is.
I mean, they've still got the lead, but that lead has been decimated by Amelia Strays over the last couple of hills.
I agree. But I mean, just once again right there, Amelia Strays have spawns, and then now again, Mavericks flips them out. So now, in control over the new point, they can solidify a higher lead here, so it's not so close, but Super is going to push out. Essentially, you want to push the enemy opposition team furthest away from the point, and managing to duck away from his life there as he gets a kill on the Chaxer. Wardy hopping up.
Oh, timing.
Dipping, dodging, and he gets Wardy now. It's still over control. Mavericks, the fight's coming to the back, and they're winning every single gunfight. Now Watson's left alone. This is tough. He gets taken out by Super, and overall, again, Mavericks, they're looking to just run away with this one.
In a good spot now to close it out. Things have been a little bit shaky the past couple of hills. Vikal now going to be made this rotation. Is Wardy dead off the grenade? Not quite. Super's going to hold this though as Piero finds 1. Super finds 2. Nelly finds the 3rd, but Eric Boom helps him along. 10 seconds remaining here. Amelia Strays really can't let this all go over now. They need to be almost perfect. Wardy finds 1, finds 2 as well. It's a good start as we head over towards P4. Locking this in. The kills are going to come through, and look at Maverick spawning way out. Amelia Strays looking to lock in some good time here, Alan.
Yep. being down still, but the Jackster getting a kill, I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna get all 3 of them. Furio now, Mavericks are gonna have to push this, but the advantages that they have is there's only 9 seconds left that they need. So Amelia Strays, that lead is gonna inch closer, but the pressure is more so on that team. Now, the pressure is gonna come through from Mavericks. Wardy has 3 players of them to worry about. He gets 1, he doesn't get the second. The trades come in, and this is looking like a Mavericks game. Only 5 seconds left remain. Amelia Strays is spawning out. This is tough. Vikel, oh my gosh, Vikel, just, I mean, absolute dominant performance. And we said it here, Ton. The subs were absolutely going to take it away with this one, and they did.
I mean, we said they had to, didn't they?
Yeah,
I mean, the ALs really haven't been there. We mentioned this map is super important. This is a 3-piece from Super with the pistol. I didn't realize he found the first 2 with it as well.
It's just insane.
My God. Fantastic from Super, and there you go. We head into a map number 5 inevitably. And I mean, who's the more happy party here? You know, Amelia Strays, yes, okay, the more AR-oriented map, they look fantastic, they look great. The more AR-oriented hardpoint and control, they look good on. But when it's come down to these close quarters, these SMGs getting up very close and personal, Mavericks really have been at the forefront of that. Vikel's been saying everybody on that map in particular played fantastically. So Mavericks looking really, really good. But heading into map number 5, we're going to be going over towards Raid. As we have a look back through once again how Mavericks played that one, which was sensationally.
You know, it really was back and forth for a little bit. I feel like it was a back and forth a little bit. You know, it was still very, very close. It's just there were certain situations where Amelia Strays, they had control over the spawns. They were set up, but just it seemed like so easily Mavericks were just able to get those picks and break and just. You know, you always saw them flooding through the back. You see it right here. Even Super did it. He had his teammate with him. They just worked so well together as a team and getting those very, very important trades to solidify the spawns, to flip them. And we saw it there. We saw it there. Both teams were doing it at one point, and it was just flip after flip after flip. But the aggression level from the subs in terms of Mavericks, it was just too dominant. And in terms of the teamwork and just working those rotations. Like, look at that. Super was in a spot where essentially, who was that? Watson, he didn't even see him. They put themselves in very good positionings too. So it's not just the aggression in the sub play, which of course is a factor, but it's also positioning. They did it. They did it well, and it succeeded well for them. Yeah.
Heading over towards Raid, though, is that aggression going to play out as well? That's the question.
That's right.
It can do on Raid. You know, aggression really can work out, but if you're the ARs on the side of Amelia Strays, are you going to be able to get yourself set up just that little bit quicker to deal with them? Are you going to be able to keep up with that pace that has been set over the past few maps from them? That's where they need to make sure they do run on through here with this Raid. It has to be very from the side of Amelia Strays. Look, are Mavericks going to throw that same curveball, though? Is it going to be that consistent, aggressive pushing that we've seen on Standoff, Search and Destroy in map number 2? Or are we going to see things potentially be mixed up by the Spanish side? I'm sure we'll find out very, very shortly. But my word, what a way to kick off the playoff side of things here in Europe for Elite Challengers, heading over to a map number 5. Ellen, who wins it here?
I was going to say,
come on.
Okay, listen, before I say that, I'm just gonna let you know Bryce is gonna give us some stuff because of the fact that he was right. He said I wouldn't be surprised if I went to a map 5, right? I mean, did he say
hold
that?
on, hold on a second. I said Mavericks 3-2. I said Mavericks 3-2.
Oh, did you say 3-2? Okay.
I did.
I thought you said,
I'm still looking good. If anything, I'm looking perfect.
Yeah,
I'm looking perfect.
You're right. I mean, at least I said Mavericks. If they do take it here. But I think the thing with Raid, though, Ton, it's going to be really hard because this time around, you know, we've played Raid in the past, right? But we had snipers and we had smokes. So team strategies in terms of aggression are going to be a lot harder if those ARs are set up. And, you know, Amelia Strays, essentially, they have those dominant ARs. So it's going to be really hard. It's going to be hard. But I feel like even on Standoff, it could be because it's a little bit more of a sub-heavy map, but their teamwork is really going to have to thrive right here if they do play aggressive. It's just going to be all teamwork and playing tight-knit and figuring out how they want to do things.
Yep, absolutely agree. You know, these pushes towards Laundry, it's about deciding, do you push forward? Do you hold that? Do you drop back towards Art and hold through that? There's so many different ways that you can play multiple different bomb sites. So, yeah, it's just going to be about the S&D slots. Yeah, map number 5 really can be unpredictable. And honestly, nothing would surprise me at this point, but it has been a very good series. And as mentioned, we mentioned it a couple of times already, this is not the last chance for these teams to get through to that playoff tomorrow, that single elimination bracket to decide who takes home the marbles for the EU side of things. Of course, we will be covering NA after these two games today, and then we'll be moving over towards there tomorrow as well after the EU show. But it's been so interesting, even like across the board. Look how close things were. Like everyone trying to work out the tiebreakers, etc.
I know,
on
3-4,
Twitter.
everyone. It was just
it was impossible to try and figure out. So yeah, it's interesting to see how things are going to work out when it does come to these finals. But at this point, anything is possible, and I think we've said it all the way through how close things are across the board with both regions. You know, we never really know who's going to win the season. We've got a kind of a good idea, but there's always a wild card that's thrown into it. Are either one of these teams potentially going to be it against Elevate and Oakless? I'm not 100% sure with how those teams have looked.
Yeah,
but there's sometimes too many surprises, I should say, when it does come down to these games. But Elite Challenge has been a blast so far. I mean,
I was gonna say, the biggest surprise for me is the fact that Team War is not here. This is the first, I think, like playoff relegation bracket finals that we haven't. Is it maybe the second? I think it's one.
I want to say we've seen them last time, didn't we? But they didn't make it a single elimination.
Yeah, but I mean, we at least seen them this day. That's what I'm surprised about. We don't see them here today in the knockout. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Like you said, it's upsets. You never know what could happen because this game is just so unpredictable with these matches, and it's hard. It's hard to say. But
it's not easy to predict. It isn't.
It's not.
Search and Destroy, though, thinking about Raid, casting our minds back to that map number 2 was a very, very dominant game coming in from the Maverick side, and they want to probably do that same thing again. 6-1 would be a very, very easy, comfortable score line. As I can see, the players are loading into the lobby. I don't think it's going to be that dominant. I think the previous map on standoff kind of played in how Mavericks wanted to play, and I don't think we'll see that too much tomorrow if Mavericks do manage to make it on through. You can see the players are in the lobby, though. We're expecting a very, very aggressive game of Raid to start coming out here. Amelia Stray is going to be able to deal with speed and the pressure. If they can't, Mavericks are going to be walking away with this one fairly comfortably. But if they can lock those AR lanes down, Mavericks are in trouble potentially. That's the thing. We really don't know which way this one's going to go. It is really up in the air. And honestly, let us know in the chat who you think is going to take this game away. I can't remember who Brycey said would take the series. Did he actually give a prediction?
I really...
Did he just ask us in particular?
I don't know. I swore I thought he said 3-2 as well, but I don't know. My memory precedes me. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Likes to ask the questions, but doesn't answer them himself.
He'll come back. He'll come when he comes back. He'll start giving us some stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's Bryce. He wouldn't be Bryce if he didn't.
I have absolutely no doubt. But hopefully we are loading back in just a second.
Yeah.
But we are just potentially having some issues with the lobby. Hopefully we can get into this one as soon as we possibly can. But I know we're all waiting for Raid to come up and get ready and started. I'm just trying to keep an eye on who won the other game as well. Hopefully we can get an update on that one.
I was going to say,
the other side of things. Oh, Bryce is talking to me here. What's he? I should know. He's made a suggestion on how to fill this time, but I don't think I'm going to go alongside it.
Won
the other game.
That'd be funny. I was going to say, hopefully, in terms of these.
Okay, so 2-1 the Lost Pep is at this moment in time in the other series. So the loser of this game will go on to take on the winner of that game in particular. It's always hard to try and piece that together, isn't it? But yeah, excited to see what the rest of the day does hold. Of course, tomorrow as well is going to be super exciting to see who we're going to crown as the winners of Season 4 in the Elite Challenges in Europe and North America. I mean, who's your favorite heading into it now? Who are you feeling? Is it the side of Oakless, or are we thinking these two have been back and forth for quite some time? Oakless looking maybe a little bit more like their old self, Ellen.
Yeah. I mean, they made that roster change. They made that one roster change, and I feel like they're just looking strong again. So I'm definitely Team Orgless, I will say. They've been killing it. I mean, just dominating 19. I mean, and they just won the cup. They just won the 16th cup this last Sunday. So I think they're looking really strong. Yes. it's going to be a tough team to beat. But if anyone were to, like, their biggest competition obviously is Elevate, you know, but both teams have been together last previous stages. So I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised.
I mean, the only change that does come through, obviously, August didn't look as good last time. Gizmo coming into that roster as well seems to change things up for them just that little bit. And as time has went on, they seem to have put the time in. They put in that work, and things have looked fantastic for them as time has gone on. They just seem to have got better. So I wonder if that progression is going to continue, or do they just have to hit their peak already and going up against an Elevate squad who will be wanting to get things turned back around because they didn't necessarily have the best of time last week, it has to be said. So they will be wanting to crack on with this player, so they will be wanting another shot at August. I think last time that they played, I do believe that it was actually Elevate who went on to win that one, if I remember correctly. So it should be an interesting final if that's what we get. But is it going to be one of these two teams going on to face Elevate or August? We'll find out as time does go on. But we are into map number 5. Raid, Search and Destroy now coming up. And honestly, Ellen, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who takes this. I'm going to stick with my prediction because I wouldn't like to flake on it. But here we go. Raid, Search and Destroy, map number 5. Aggression again out of Mavericks. Look straight away.
And they have Wardy to worry about mid-map here. But like you said, Wardy, huge nade onto Sukri there. They still have the bomb, but it looks like the aggressive push is going to come towards that back laundry side, and now left in a 2 versus 4. Yeah, this is going to be tough, but super huge kill onto Watson. Now they might be able to make something happen here, Ton.
Amelia Strays have just kind of played around Mavericks here.
Yep.
They said, okay, you want to get aggressive over towards A, you can have it. We will just rotate around and we will surround you from all sides. Be aggressive as you want. You won't expect Chakstat on top of Statue. There's the round, and it's a solid one out of Amelia Strays. 1-0 now.
Yeah, and that was huge from Wardy, opening that first blood onto Sukri with that nade. That really essentially opened up the map for them to be able to do that. So good stuff. Good stuff from Amelia Strays countering them. It's definitely important. If you're going to get aggressive, sometimes, you know, you just have to... They tried to push through, essentially, but Amelia Stray is just... It's so important to lock down that laundry side, and they did just that. But now on the attacking side, looks like you might be right here, Ton. This time around, we might have actually a slow push. But not from Shaxter. He opens up that first kill on his super, and now you're going to see Amelia Strays slowly start to rotate towards that A-bomb site, and in mid-map, you have Eric Boom, who is going to try to stop that push. Now Mavericks potentially countering and doing the same thing exactly that Amelia Strays did last round. And now Watson gets a kill onto Eric Boom. But again, they have to worry about Vico, who's on the flank.
He's on the flank with a Krieg as well, so he can do a lot of damage if he does get himself into that position. Thing is, well, Mavericks in the previous round, they got so aggressive over towards the laundry side. Maybe just a little too aggressive. Oh, Watson's surely going to catch Vigo on the flank. Yes, he is. Well played from Watson, just being very, very patient. Only expect Sukri in the middle. Yes, he will. Another big round for Amelia Strays. That's 2-0 in attack and defense underneath their belt. Looking good so far here, Ellen, for the side of Amelia Strays.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier, I was hoping, you know, we were talking about the level of aggression coming in from Mavericks. I was hoping that aggression wouldn't falter, because sometimes when you're on a last map in a situation where you could get relegated, it puts that pressure on you. You know what I mean? So I just was hoping that they wouldn't falter here, but still down 0-2. They could still bring it back. But Amelia Strays looking so strong in terms of map control and, you know, coming in terms from standoff to raid. This is definitely easier map to lock down. Already first blood pick for Pirio as he takes down Super. And again, if you're Mavericks, you don't want that to happen, because this makes it a lot easier for Amelia Strays to get control.
Yeah, Mavericks need to change this up here. It's head down and everything. Yes, okay, the aggression works out if you can get to that stage of being up close and personal and catching people off guard. But, I mean, the jig is just kind of up now. That's what we've been doing the past couple of maps, to be honest. And Amelia Strays have been more than ready for it here on Raid. 3v3. Bit of laundry control here for the side of Mavericks. I'm going to go down, and could this be their first round now? They eventually get a bomb planted 3v3.
And all members of Amelia Strays are on the push in the flank, and they have Eric Boom, who's hiding in laundry. Can he get a kill? He does get one. He gets two. He gets two. Can he get the third? But Watson runs away with his life. Eric Boom is still weak, but he has his teammate. He has Vikal there to help. Watson able to take down Eric Boom, but Vikal does not go for the trade. He does. Takes him out, and now Mavericks finally get their win on the board, 1-2. And man, that was a huge play coming in here, right here from Eric Boom here, done. That was huge for them.
Fantastic from Eric. But the thing, I mean, for the side of Amelia Strays, you're going to surely expect somebody in laundry. They start making that push to try and regain control of it, and, well, nobody's got their gun up.
Maybe it was the angle. He wasn't an angle. Maybe
Possibly.
it was possibly the angle, but either way, it was tough. It was a tough if you were Eric. I thought maybe he was going to get flooded, but good stuff coming in him. Now Amelia Stray is aggressively going to push towards A, but are they going to plant or are they going to push through? That's the question. Is Eric Boom does gets tagged, so now they know that the members of a Mavericks is middle map, and now that bomb does get on the site. Now Chaxer goes for the plant, and they execute right here, right now.
4v4 retaking while Chaxter gets aggressive immediately. Back towards jungle side of the map. They will find the kill onto Sucre as well. Vikal's got a big job to try and take a hold of here. Eric Boom will find one, trying to continue to be aggressive. Piero takes a lot of bullets and will have to back down. Still 2v3. Super and Eric Boom, though, not necessarily in the best spot to do this. Super's going to have to find the pick, and then hopefully his teammates there to try and pick up the pieces. Eric Boom finds one, but the trades come through. 3-1 now. Amelia Stray is looking good here in map number 5.
Indeed they are. Indeed they are. What? Mavericks can still answer back on this one, of course. These games are always so predictable, especially in terms of search, but if they were to do so, I feel like in terms of momentum, it has to be now. I'm definitely, I'm all about momentum. Call of Duty is such a mental game. Just gotta stay confident, stay aggressive, and stay in your game. But now the flood comes through. Another aggressive push for Mavericks as they push towards that A site, and Vikal, huge kill on Imperial, but Chaxter gets a huge two-piece double headshot onto Super and Eric Boom. And now Mavericks, what was an aggressive play in a first blood, now left alone in a 2 versus 3.
This should be a cleanup for Amelia Strays as well. Wardy finds one. Vikal now in a 1 versus 3. There's one. Still needs to get bombed down potentially here, but there's the trades coming through. They know where he is. Amelia Strays 4-1 now. They are cruising through this raid, search and destroy.
They really are, and I don't know, maybe they switch it up. Standoff, we saw them switching bomb sites. We saw A, we saw B, we saw A, we saw B, but it just seems like they're just straight aggressively pushing A. And knowing that, you have those strong ARs who are set up that laundry side. You have the, you leave middle completely open, so essentially you can get pushed from pillars. Mavericks, they have to do something different if they essentially want to bring this back, but now aggression comes in again from Vikal on the defensive side as he gets the first blood on Imperio. So now this is a problem if you're Amelia Strays.
I mean, it's just the aggression once again coming out. Working out that time for Mavericks. Sucre now in no way expects Wardy in this position. Bomb going down to B. They've got Mansion covered as well. Sucre will find the bomb carrier though. Wardy playing his life as the shot's going to come in his direction. Yes, they are, but not quite enough. 3v2 now. Amelia Strays are split, though. If they can find one of them, then it's a 3v1. But this is still doable for one side of the Amelia Strays gang. Not going to happen. Watson going to fall. Wardy should follow as well. But there's Eric Boom gone. Grenade out. Slows them down. Shots into Vikal. Not quite good enough, but surviving. 15 seconds. This is doable for Wardy. They know he's going to challenge. They know he has to challenge. Have they got time to get back? Yes, they have. Mavericks play that one smart. They didn't need to send somebody towards the bomb. Challenge when they have time. And that is their defuse. 4-2 now.
I really liked that play from Mavericks. Essentially, they didn't. And they played that together, which was so smart. Because essentially, if Wardy won that gunfight, he could easily pick off the person on the bomb who was defusing and won that round. But Mavericks played it close-knit. That was a very good play from them. Very good round from them. But man, Vehicle, the aggression on that first blood ton. I mean, it's not working in terms of attacking, but in terms of defending, it seems so. So now, I was gonna say we might see a slow push, but Watson taking down Sucre already.
They just seem to be finding these picks as Mavericks are trying to get in a position to use this aggression. They're ready and waiting every single time. Mavericks having to fight from the back foot once again. And what's the play here? They've got no presence around the map. I mean, do they even have an AR to their name? It's hard to find any sort of picks, but this should be a bomb plant. Vico are going to have a look there, but they've just baited out the grenades. They do have an AR, and that's in the hands of Eric Boom. He will find one. 3v3 now. That bomb is going to go down, and they're just looking to hold this side. They have to be so careful of the flank. Vico going to push forward, finds one, and Chaxter survives as well. Surely the kill's going to come through in just a second as well. Super on the flank through Kitchen. It's now a 1v3 for Watson, but what a turnaround in this round specifically from Mavericks. That's going to be 2 rounds in a row. Unless Watson can really pull something out of the bag here. Finds one, can't find the second. Mavericks win. 4-3 now. It's heating up a little bit.
Yep, that was the round they needed, right? That was the round they needed. But still aggressively pushing that A site, even having that first pick, but able to clean it up. And man, I really feel like it's just been Vehicle. It's really just been Vehicle we see getting those first picks, or just his level of aggression even on all maps. It's so good coming from him. But now on the attacking side, Amelia Strays still, they seem to just always get these first bloods. So going here, again, we're going to see an A push coming from them. And now Watson, let's see if he can get that opening pick.
This is aggressive from Amelia Strays. Getting on this A site. And Maverick's quite happy to sit back and wait. 2 inside of Laundry will just try and gain some information. That grenade's going to hurt both of them. Piero will know there's 2. They're actually still challenges nonetheless. Sucre goes down. I don't know if he had the double tick onto it, but Vehicle will get the trade. But nonetheless, the bomb will go down 3v3. Eric Boom, is he going to get past? Oh, Chaxter sees him. Oh, he can't get rid of him. Now they know where he is from behind, but I don't think Mavericks will be expecting this bomb site to be completely clear. And Chaxter ready and waiting for Eric Boom this time around. We'll find him. Mid-map control completely dominant from Amelia Strays. That bomb could be defused, but you need Chaxter to stay alive. And the Mavericks are in trouble here. Super finds Watson, and that's now the 1 versus 2. That is just not possible. 5-3, Amelia Strays. A really different kind of hold there of A, but a nice one at that as well.
Yep, indeed different. And sometimes when you do different, teams don't expect it. So it worked out in their favor now. And 1 round away from moving on. So this is the backs against the wall Mavericks. It's gonna get shaky. But I don't know, Ton. We keep seeing that aggressive A push, and it's not working out for them. And I mean, Sucre's 2-7, 6-5, 6-5. So in terms of stat line, it's not like they're terrible, but I just feel like we need to maybe see some different strategies, because we saw it, like I said, we saw it in the standoff. Maybe they just don't have those with Ray, but Wardy already again. Yeah, I know. I was just surprised with that. Wardy already with the first pick. But the trade did come through.
Yeah, they're just about. Are they going to be expecting Chaxter here, though? He could cause a lot of damage, but Mavericks back out. Look at the big flank coming around from behind as well. Watson all the way through Garage. Bomb going to go down. They're planting it for the right side, though. They're going to be able to get away towards Laundry. Can they get there quick enough? The Watson chooses to take his time with the shots. 3v3 still. Chaxter going to fall. Streaks available for Super as well is absolutely massive. Staying alive behind the rock and does so well. This is surely going to be 5-4. Super challenging for the last one. Mavericks 1 round away from tying this up. 2 rounds away from heading to the single elim bracket tomorrow.
They needed that. Yeah, I just, it's so crazy. Mavericks keep walking away with these search and destroy wins, even still getting first blooded. So I don't know. You just gotta hopefully make it easier for you. And they're making it really, really hard for themselves. And I feel like they could make it so much easier, Ton. So 4-5 now. If they take this here, then if they take this here, it's gonna be such an exciting round 5. This has just been such a crazy series.
They have to invest the streaks.
Yep.
Super has to stay alive. Not necessarily playing the most passive you would like to see, but Jackson with the bomb is a very, very slow push from Amelia Strays. Look at this. Have they been keeping an eye on Super? And do they know that these may well come in? Los Pepes win their game. Originals will bow out. We may well see you next time, but you're going to have to requalify. Los Pepes await the loser of this one. The winner goes through to tomorrow. Mavericks now starting to make the play. The ping out. Doesn't choose to invest it. They get a good idea as to where Amelia Strays are. That bomb is down. They get out. And that's now going to force Amelia Strays away. Piero will get away from this. Trying to bend it through into... Oh, look at that. Threads the eye of a needle. Super finds one. Chaxter found one initially, but Vico is there to even the odds back towards Mavericks. I tell you what, the bomb's already been defused. Surely it is. Mavericks take it 5-5.
Oh. You were right. That streak was huge. Not only did they force Amelia Strays inside, but he managed to curve the missile and get that kill into top art and able to just have his teammates aggressively push up and just catch them off guard, essentially. So very, very smart plays coming in from Mavericks, and man, Super, what a beast he is. 10-6 right now, able to use those streaks, and he still has one left.
Look how
this is gonna be
he's
huge.
playing.
Yeah,
Look at him. He's like, he's shouldering the push through Zig. Jax has pushed it as well. And Mavericks playing a completely different game to how they have been. They're sitting right back, not giving anything away. Not getting any presence on the map, and then they make the delayed push. Jaxter's the first to fall. 3 men from Amelia Strays into mid-map. Curveballs left and right from these two. Super, though, he's going to see all 3 players. Backs on down. Is Vico there to help him out? Push coming towards back garage. What is going on with this round? They've got to get out. Super has to survive, and Amelia Strays are just wolfpacking right now. What am I saying? Wardy finds the kill in the vehicle. Sukri finds one at the Piero. It's an absolute bloodbath towards back garage. That bomb has to go down. Surely Super takes lots of bullets. He falls. Why are you not planning?
You have streaks.
2v2. Sukri challenges. Doesn't find the kill. Wardy now. It's a 1v1 for the marbles. Wardy versus Eric Boom. 22 seconds remaining. Eric Boom doesn't have the bomb. Does Wardy have the ice? Yes, he does. And Amelia Strays get it done in round 11. What was that?
What was that? Oh my gosh. If you're Super, you have to be beating yourself up right now. I don't know why he ran back to challenge. He had streaks. He had the bomb. They had all members of Amelia Strays.
We're going to be there.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what just happened, but Wardy, what a monster. What a monster. I really thought Mavericks had that. Oh my goodness, what a game.
Wow,
what a stupid round 11.
It certainly was. It certainly
that
was.
Was the craziest one I've seen. That was the craziest one I've seen.
Yeah. That was pretty
I'm knocking
intense.
stuff over. I'm so excited.
Well, it looks like Amelia Strays are going to continue going through. That S&D was insane. And you know what? I am fed up seeing Super have streaks and then lose the S&D, by the way. The amount of times that's happened in Challenges Elite.
I didn't want to mention it. I was going to say it and I didn't want to mention it.
I was thinking it the entire time that was happening. I was like, oh no, he's got streaks again. They're probably going to lose this now. But that was ridiculous. Let's get an update on the bracket before we break that one down, because obviously a lot has happened so far. We are going to see Amelia Strays go through into our playoffs. We will be seeing them tomorrow facing off against our top 2 teams. However, we will say goodbye to the Originals. They lost against Los Pepes 3-1, which does mean our next game, our elimination game, the winner goes through, the loser goes out, and out of Challengers Elite, Los Pepes versus Mavericks. Our final 2 teams determine how much further they move forward in this one. But incredible game we just saw there as well. Went all the way to the very, very end of it. And Amelia Strays did come out clutch there. What a ridiculous final kind of kill that ended up being. And I think we said, why didn't they plant the bomb? And the fact they lost bomb back there on Zig Steps or wherever it was around that area must have been devastating for them because they had to take the gunfight time.
Yeah, look, it's a hard one because I think, Super sitting towards the back, he's playing very, very passively because he knows he has that streak. He needs to stay alive. I get it. But I don't know how many of the players he sees when they do come through Zig. That's the problem. I don't think he realized, and I want to give a huge props to Amelia Estrellas as well. They lose First Blood because of the late push that does come from Mavericks. They sit back, wait for them to come, and Amelia Estrellas just says, sod it, right? We're going to run down mid-map and see what happens. Let's Wolfpack and play it together. I don't think Super sees how many is there, so then he's like, right, okay, well, is the bomb side free? What's going on? And Amelia Estrellas just create absolute chaos. And in the end, the 1v1 comes up for Wardy and he gets it done. I think he may have found 3 of them on his way around to that final kill as well. So really, really well played by Wardy to find the shots. But Amelia Estrellas is just an absolute curveball and it works out.
What kills me is the fact that he had the bomb. That's what kills me. He had the bomb and it looked like he went to the car to challenge in the back. So I'm like, if you have the bomb and you know that player's back there, just get out of there. You have streaks. Like, if anything, call the streaks. Force him inside, plant it at A or something. So, that kind of tilted me a little bit. But, I mean, still, Wardy played absolutely out of his mind. Like, it was just smart plays overall in countering that. And I think it was just smart. They have streaks, aggressively push to the mid.
Yeah, they certainly did. And I think that was just Amelia Estrellas all over, right? Unconventional tactics have come up with spectacular results. But enough about Amelia Estrellas, because coming up right after the break, 2 more teams will be fighting for their lives. The loser goes out of this knockout bracket, but also out of Elite. They will have to re-qualify next season. The winner goes into our top 4, re-qualifies for Elite, and we'll see them tomorrow in playoffs. All that and more to come. Los Pepes versus Mavericks right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Call of Duty Challengers Elite. My name is Bryce and we have another European region knockout game. One of these two teams will go forward into our playoffs. The other team is eliminated, not just from our knockout bracket, but from Challengers Elite in total. They will have to re-qualify. Of course, joining me here again, Tun and Ellen, as we dive into this match. Mavericks versus Los Pepes. Ellen, your initial thoughts?
I'm just gonna say Los Pepes 3-0 because I'm mad at Mavericks from the last game. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know I was kidding. I'm kidding. I thoughts on my next game, honestly, it's just look. That's how it always starts. Look, it's just hard to say. No, I don't know. Coming off of that game, I mean, either Mavericks is gonna be fired up or they're just gonna be completely demoralized. Looking at this, I just think that with Mavericks being such an aggressive team, I think Los Pepes just needs to match that. If they can do that and find some way to shut them down, shut their aggression down, I think they can. I see Los Pepes walking away with this, but yeah, I'm still mad at Mavericks. I'm still mad.
All right.
They made me lose my prediction.
Dun, you were also wrong. So are you mad?
I was mad. Sorry, the cat probably knows better than me. She just came and got in the way. So I wonder who she thinks is going to win the game. At this rate, it's hard to predict. Yes, Mavericks messed up, absolutely. But I definitely feel as if they've got it in them to win against Los Pepes. They should be able to do it.
All right, well, let's find out then, as this game is about to start. We're going to start on Moscow Hardpoint. It is going to be Los Pepes versus Mavericks. Winner goes into playoffs. Loser we will be saying goodbye to, and we'll see if they see them next stage or not. But thank you to Ellen for her input. We are going to be casting this one myself and Tun, and we're jumping straight on board with Sucre.
Yeah, I didn't really get a huge look at the maps that were coming up, but we'll delve back into that once again. But Moscow really becoming a favourite, it has to be said. It's a lot of teams jumping onto this one, and you know, it just really does make a lot of sense, doesn't it, as a hardpoint map? And we like to see it. We really do. It's all about those rotations to 2 and 3, and who can pick up the most amount of time, and we can lock that one in. So far, so good for Mavericks, though. They look pretty decent on this map when we did see them go up against Amelia Strays, but it was just that AR battle. They couldn't get it won. Their SMG's got the job done, but they need the ARs like Super, like Araboon, to play it well here up against Los Pepes, as they might struggle once again.
They certainly will, but at the moment, they're trying to get as much points on that P1. P rotation obviously going to be huge. You can see Sucre sitting at the back. Doesn't really have the teammates with him to hold it at the moment, but that first clear from Fusion should be fine. And now, this is where the big battle comes in. Can you break through? And Torres is sitting pretty, ready to do just that.
I'm going to try and find the break here. This is difficult to push, though, right through the front. He wants to try and get control of here, but Super... Big gunfight went. Manages to lock down Green, and now can he continue to lock it down? Fusion abuser, making the push on through. So we're going to have to hold down the back end. He's the most important here. He can really be that overlook across it all, but look at this aggression straight down the pipe here for Los Pepes. Torres and abuser fighting in 2, and Torres lines it up with the Sucre. Nicely done. Los Pepes now 30 seconds to play with, yeah?
Yeah, pretty good break actually from them in the end there. 30 seconds should be more than enough for them. And now... you can see they're just going to start thinking about this rotation once again. That last push coming in. Vico actually getting a few seconds away to prevent them with a complete clear in the end. But now we're off to the races. You can see Mavericks spreading out all along.
In a good spot here, Mavericks. I think that's one of those, though. You take a decent amount from it, but 30 seconds extra puts what Los Pepes on 10, yourself on 70. It is a big, big difference. Rotation coming around up. Let's see who's going to win these first initial gunfights. Fusion won one, and then Q's found a second as well. Spawn should still come in towards the back. They're not going to. They're going to split. So if you are Mavericks, you need to start winning your gunfights. You haven't been able to do it. Once again, the split spawns come through, though. Still 2 towards the back. Look at the streaks already for Abuser, though. 7-8 spree now. I didn't even notice. That's just sort of went under the radar. He's had a fantastic transition over towards P3. Eventually falls on 9, but 10 and 2 out of him. Streaks available on this map. Never a bad thing to have.
Los Pepes have done a great job of breaking it again here, but rotation once more in the hands of Mavericks. Both these teams seem to be going back and forth in it. Can this time, can Mavericks hold a little bit better, or can Los Pepes break earlier? It's not going to go great for them at the moment. They've got Sucre sitting in a bag, and he's going to find two.
Nice.
Easy lockdown for them now, and look at where these spawns are coming in. It will be very important on how this push manifests. You can see Fusion is going to be street. A little bit of a split here that the Mavericks are going to have to deal with, as they will never be out of their mind. There is a player waiting for them as well, but Sucre pushes out the back.
Wow.
Will Boozer, Ku gets one as well, and now it's going to be a big 3 sweep for them. One player left on this hard point. They're going to go down, and Los Pepes again, Ton, have broken the hill away from Mavericks.
Yeah, 3 times in a row. Mavericks have been the first ones there, but Los Pepes breaking through every single time. 12-3 out of Abuser, and it's currently a 9 spree combined for Los Pepes. Eventually they will fall, though. Fusion drops. But still, I mean, if you're Mavericks, you need to be finding these gunfights. Look, we said, you know, Vigil has had a decent start, Super has as well. But the telling part of how these hills are broken down is Eric Boom at 4 and 12. You need JRs to be locking these lanes down. If he isn't finding those kills, Roots will suddenly become available to Los Pepes, and they'll find the breakthrough just like that. He falls in an obscure position, and all of a sudden they all die. I mean, yes, okay, it doesn't really make a great deal in the grand scheme of things, those kills, but it kind of explains what's been going on so far.
It certainly does. Well, one more time, we play this dance around P1 and P2 at the moment. Mavericks trying to squeeze some time out of it, will trying to keep on board with it, but they will go down. Los Pepes now, not only flooding back into P1, but looking to hold on to these spawns. And you see Ku trying to play this tight angle, has some support from platform and street, and another player reinforcing as he continues to lock it down. Sucre's going to come under fire as well. Fusion runs around the back one more time, and they are just playing with them as a shot punch comes in, refusing to sit down, refusing to give them even the time on P1, and now they spread out, ready to cut down. Even a little bit of a push coming in from Mavericks.
Boozer now just locking this down, and Los Pepes really feeling it. As I said, full streak still available here for Boozer as well. And they are going to be super important. It means that rotation, Los Pepes can once again be a little bit late to it because they have the abilities to help them get out of it. Sucre with some hellish shots into Torres. Spawn's still going to come in here for Los Pepes towards the back, but Sucre is really hitting every single bullet right now. Push going to come through. Fusion should be the next to fall, doesn't quite follow. And now actually that gives Los Pepes just a little bit better of a hold. They do have Torres towards the back, and they work to try and pinch with him, but Sucre with 5 ridiculous kills will potentially bust this open here for Mavericks. Super is not going to be able to get Torres though, and Los Pepes looking like they're just about able to hold on.
Scrappy hill this one. Both teams refusing to really give each other a clean hold, but at the end it will be Los Pepes in the lead, and this time around they have the rotation. Last time they didn't. Big fight about to come up here. Fusion gets shut down, but it will be a teammate that backs him up. Eric Boom has not managed to win that one, but it will be on Ku to try and rebuff this pressure. Too many players from Mavericks here, though, in the end. And again, Mavericks will actually have this rotation. You thought it might be Los Pepes with the numbers, but it isn't going to work out. Is there any more Los Pepes magic to come through? Well, might be in the shape of a missile. Here it comes as they try to break it. Well, Super's going to go down. You can see he's now going to curve it straight in the library. It will be enough for the front push.
Trying their best to break through here, and they do have a body inside the hill in Ku now, so Mavericks trying to fight out from the back. Good shots coming through. Where the trade's going to go just about in the favor of Mavericks, but there's so many different hills that they've had control of. So many rotations that they've won. And yet, they still find themselves 70 behind. Torres put the shots down. Can't find the kill on the Super, who was doing so well with this pistol. Finds another 2, albeit the second one very, very easy. Is the rotation going to be there this time for Mavericks as well? Yes, it is. So they're cutting that deficit down. Los Pepes spawning way, way out as well. This should be a good chunk of time, at least to set up here for the side of Mavericks.
Yeah, Los Pepes, if one thing, they've got to get a little bit better at actually hitting those rotations first. They've not had a great time of it this game, but our leading incoming artillery will help them break this once again. He's looking for that player in the bus, and it's so difficult to actually end up spotting them there. Don't envy that position, but now the fight goes down. Stack coming in from Los Pepes, trying to break through. It's a nightmare of headies and cover to try and get it, and you can see they have gone down. Toro's actually having a window fight, as there's nothing better to do.
It's a hard break, isn't it? You really need to get control of Office if you possibly can. Los Pepes having to make the route all the way around. He's got absolutely no right to win that gunfight. Vico falling down. Now all of a sudden things could open up here for Los Pepes, but still not really that much time to play with. And Eric Boom, well, the AR may not have been working, but 13 and 21, definitely a recovery mission coming out from the Mavericks player. And all of a sudden, what was a hefty deficit is cut down to only 20. Mavericks have the spawns that they want for P2 and have control of P1 as well.
Well, this is where it really comes down to the fundamentals. I did say before, Mavericks seem to be running these rotations much cleaner and much better. They've just been being broke before. Once they start getting those holds in, though, this could very well be their game. You already see Sukri getting 2 as well. Mavericks have control not only of P1 now, but you see Sukri tracking back, making sure that they don't get flanked around P2. They're looking to make this a massive, massive lead.
They're in a good spot to do so, and that's the first time we're really going to see them take the lead outside of the first bit of hill time that did come up. Boozer and Torres will find kills in the mid-map, though, and 25 seconds left to play with at this stage in the game is big for Los Pepes. They may not have the spawns, but I say that, actually, it's a split going to come through for Mavericks, so they may well get some of the scrap time. That's going to give up the ghost for Super as he jumps on the hill, so they know exactly where he is, but street control is there for Mavericks, but not police control. This is big from Trodian behind. Q finds one at the Sukri. Is that going to open things up? It isn't, as Los Pepes don't win the rest of their gunfights in mid-map.
Well, this is a big gunfight towards the back. Vico will get it, sorry. And Torres is going to get another one coming through. But this is where it got a little bit interesting. That holding that back door there can certainly spawn the enemy team out, and that's exactly what happened. Didn't work out for them in the end, though. Boozer managed to just dodge that nade that comes flying at his face. But you see Eric Boom now playing that backdoor position isn't going to work out for him. His teammates now spawning out. The hard push through the doorway is something you never want to be in the position for here, but they are going to try it, at least with 1 or 2 players. Boozer, though, quite happily having his fun and says, thank you very much. With 6 seconds left to go, they're going to leave this, knowing that the next hill is a hard break. You can already see a big fight with Ku going down towards Street.
If you can find a couple of kills in and around office here, then maybe something could be on the card. I don't like that push from him, though, because he kind of went when the rest of his team aren't in a position to help him out. They're not there to go for the trade. They're not there to create a distraction on the other side of things. But Los Pepes in from the front. Can Mavericks break back through? They've allowed them in just that little bit too easily, but Eric Boom says, okay, that's fine. You can come in. There's 3. Fantastic from him. Ku now just trying to linger around, just trying to take some time up. Boozer will be finally the one to find the kill on the vehicle. Sukri can trade that. Still, Mavericks not getting time. They've invested a lot into this rotation. They need to find the kills, and there they start to now fall in their favor. Los Pepes now may have one more stab at it before rotating around to Street.
Yeah, Los Pepes have gone for the hard way through that hill time and time again, and they actually got a little bit luckier than they should have done, realistically. I don't think it's good AR was in a position, but Ku towards the back could be disastrous. Because not only, oh my goodness, it's a complete full wipe. Not only 15 seconds of scrap time, I think they pushed out a little bit too far, to tell the truth. I think they weren't watching the back as much as they should be, and now this is disastrous. You can see Torres is going to be here. Fusion as well. He's going to try and find 2. Super shuts him down. That was a massive kill for Mavericks as the players now continue to flood through. Pinch coming for them as well. Torres is going to sit in the bus, trying to hold this one down, and that Eric Boom play is not going to work out for them. Ku here, trying to get the last few seconds onto it, firing through. Super goes down, but it is still all to play for. But Ku stays alive. He needs reinforcements now as Los Pepes are going to end up taking the win, and it will be them in map 1.
Fantastic stuff out of Los Pepes. I mean, if you're Mavericks, how many opportunities do you want to be offered? You've rotated, out-rotated Los Pepes multiple times, and yet you find yourself on the back foot all the way through the game. Really well played from Los Pepes, though it has to be said, you know, their punching power just working out a lot better on their side of things. They look to seem to be able to break through a lot easier. And you just have to ask the question. I mean, for me, the worst part of that for Mavericks was that final rotation over towards P3. They were there for a good 20 seconds before Los Pepes were in closing distance. And yet they still found that Los Pepes were the first ones on the hill. They backed up. They didn't have any AR presence over towards the balcony side of the library. They couldn't stop the push through the front, and all of a sudden it was far too easy for Los Pepes to eventually get through. I'm not too sure it was a bad spawn or if Ku just got all the way around behind, but it just seemed like they crumbled far too easily throughout the series, Press.
There was a few times where they just didn't seem to kind of be able to rebuff the pressure that coming from Los Pepes. Like that P3 was a great example, right? Like there was at one point you could see Los Pepes stacking for the front, And I don't think Mavericks had an AR there. There was 2 players watching back towards the bottom of library steps, but they didn't actually have an AR to hold down the front push. And that allowed them to start getting players into the L, right? And once that starts happening, you've got to reposition. You know you're going to be pinched from different angles. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, fundamentals there in that Los Pebbles could continually break hills that they didn't rotate to. It's basically not how you're supposed to play hardpoint, I should say, but somehow they managed to pull it off.
Yeah, it's not, but at the same time, you've got to give them props for making that push through the front gate. But I feel as if that was kind of half their good play and being able to break these hills through good shooting, good aggression coming out. But I feel as if half of that was down to Mavericks just not securing where they should be able to secure. You got to give your props to Los Pebbles, as mentioned, but I feel as if Mavericks maybe let that one slip a little bit too easily in map number 1, and I don't know how they're going to be feeling, in all honesty, after how that final game and that final round of Search and Destroy ended up against Amelia Strays. We're going to be heading over to standoff once again. We see Mavericks look very impressive when it came to this map last time around, up against Amelia Strays at 6-1. We will head over towards Garrison Control, and then of course, if we do need them, checkmate Hardpoint and Search and Destroy on Express to close things out. Mavericks have got history on Express, Pricey, so hopefully they don't find themselves over there.
We can't.
It's
becoming
a bit.
I don't want to see any
it's
more
becoming a bit of a
those.
thing, though, isn't it? It has to be said, and I'd like to point out, we were talking about was Mavericks with the streaks. Wasn't it super last time as well?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
It's it could become a potential meme. We'll have to keep an eye on it to see how it goes down. But we'll stand off S&D next time. Obviously, you've been wanting to see this map and cast over it for a long time, and you did last kind of series as well. What do you think we're going to see here? Because I'm very excited. This might be my first time casting it for
Fast.
8 years.
Fast. Just very fast. It feels a lot faster than it did on Black Ops 2. Of course, games have typically got a little bit quicker, or Call of Duty titles have done over time, at least anyway. Black Ops 2 was a quick game, but this feels very, very fast, in fairness. It feels like you can challenge around these corners a little bit more. Some of these angles that were easier to hold in Black Ops 2, not quite as easy. Snipers was something that you sometimes see, of course, when it comes down to Black Ops 2 on this map. It's obviously not something we see now at this moment in time, which pains me. But nonetheless, Standoff Search and Destroy is still a classic. It still brings that nostalgic feel to it. But it's a bit different, it has to be said. Very, very different on, of course, Cold War. Loading into it now, though, and let's see if Mavericks can continue that pace that we've seen from the first time that we did get to see this map today.
Wow. Let's see if Los Pebbles can make this first push here, continue that momentum. You can see this big push coming around the back alley now, and they're trying to find Vehicle as he backs off, and there is the crossfire. They're going to be sitting in window, trying to go through, but Ku will get first blood, and this may actually be a reverse rotation. Look at it here, as Los Pebbles decide, yeah, we got a kill, and now we'll run around the entire map to get back here. Are they going to try and make this push towards B? No, that call has been made. No, we're not going to go here either.
Mavericks did the same thing
another
last time.
kill.
Oh, we spotted them there as well. Ku, if he can get out. I mean, he's the one with the bomb, though, which is not ideal. Kind of don't want him at the back or the front, really, but Fusion and Abuza will find the shots, and that's nice ones to close things out on Los Pepes. 1-0 there. And it's something, as I mentioned throughout there, Mavericks tried it time and time again. They made the push down back alley, and then they'd always wrap around and try and reassess the situation. Fusion closing down with some nice shots on the Super. This time, roles reversed though, and it works against Mavericks. Los Pepes 1-0.
Yeah, it's just not on by Fusion there, by the way. You can't poke somebody in the eye with your barrel. It's rude.
Very rude. As opposed to shooting him? Or?
Well, I mean, you know, if you're going to shoot them, I think that's more polite than poking the eye with a barrel. But I suppose not actually see the shot punch when a player gets that close. But now comes the push from Maverick. You can see already they're going for this fast A push go through. Super's gone Overwatch. Eric Quinn getting behind the tractor. There's many players here, though. Jumps on the Fusion. Trying to get it. Players come through. Booster gets one more as well as players fly around. Eric Boom trying to stay alive. Eventually will fall down as Torres now in a 1 versus 2. Make that a 1 versus 1. Sucre versus Torres. And now,
does he see a bomb?
he's just trying to play both the angles.
Don't know if he's seeing bomb. Sucre. What will he be running? Just with the positioning, I'm wondering. Yeah. This is with the bomb site. Torres playing this well. I think Torres might have him.
This is difficult here because Torres had the information, and he's going to be predicting this because he doesn't think the player's going to wrap all the way back through street, and this is going to be the challenge.
Where he is. Yeah.
He's gonna slide cancer around this corner. Sukri surely is going to go for this, but no, maybe he's been heard. Torres holding this so patient. He's actually going to wrap round and go for B. Torres may end up checking this in the next few seconds. He's going to check it as well. He's seen him. It's on time, and he has managed to get away. And now Torres, is he going to go for this straight defuse?
I live for this.
I think it's going to be
fantastic when Torres.
Oh, that was stress. That's the kind of round where players, their heart starts pounding because they know a small misdecision, half an inch one way or the other, and that round will go against you. But Mavericks pull it out and brings it back to 1-1 ton.
I like the play from Torres. I do. I really don't mind the jump on the defuse there. Catches him off guard, but then I feel as if just the fact that it's so close quarters and you can get there so quickly on that bomb site is the only reason that it doesn't work out. Sukri played that correctly, just made sure to check it. Checks it in time, but into the third round, and while this bomb is already going down, this is strange. Look at this double flank coming out from Mavericks. Oh, it's a shame the other player shot, as he wouldn't have known he was there. Eric Boom and Sukri now finding the kills. This bomb is down, but if you lost Pepe's, you're kind of caught in between a rock and a hard place here.
Oh, here comes the pressure. And Torres is more than equal to it. Going to come through.
Torres!
Eagle goes down as well. Unbelievable play here, and he's trying to get out with his life. And oh my goodness, Sukri, I think he just was in the film Wanted there. That bullet curved around that corner. He must have just winged him because he had no life. And I don't think we're going to get to see that again in the final kill cam, but we might get to see it in the replays at the end of this game. But that was close. The tiniest of slips there. Like I said before, half a step one way or the other. Oh, he's going to see it. Here we go. And he was so close to being out of this.
Oh. That's tough.
Game of inches.
Would have been the 1v3 potential.
Yeah. Mavericks got up 2-1.
Sukri on a full spree as well, so keep an eye on that as we do adventure through to the next few rounds. Curious though, is it going to be the same kind of tactic? Find a pick in towards the back alley, of course, and then maybe try and make your decision from there. You have to get through hotel some way or another, whether that's around the street, through the hotel, one side or the other. Shot's going to come in though. Eric Boom will find that pick. Fusion is going to go for the re-challenge off top window of blue. Not quite. Eric Boom will back down, but look at this from Los Pepes. You're not expecting this if you're Eric Boom, but oh my god, you nearly win the gunfight. What? Torres will find one though, as Q finds another.
That was kind of insane there. I thought Eric Boom got away with it, and then suddenly nothing. Nothing but the mist. And here we go though. 2 versus 3. A retake here for Los Pepes, and now 1 versus 3. Pressure all on Vehicle. Nowhere really to run, and as Q is hosing him down with ammo as the rest of the players are going to swarm through. Here comes the challenge. Down he goes. And that's all they wrote for this, as it brings it back to a 2 versus 2. And these two teams seemed evenly matched on this ton.
Very evenly matched. I think it's coming down to bold calls through hotel. Teams are sort of seeing that the typical alleyway push, find a pick, and then kind of make a decision. But they're not giving each other the opportunity. It's been a double flank round in the previous round. This round it was 2 players pushing through hotel off the defensive side. 2-2. My goodness.
Well, let's see who comes out on top then, as we are on board with Sukri on defense this time around. And Super trying to watch the cross here. We'll be calling this out to his teammates, all this information. And now you can see Mavericks reacting. They are going back around here. The nades flying out. Let's try and get them off this. But that bomb has been planted at A. Retake now for the Mavericks as Los Pepes back off completely.
dearie me. This is difficult if you're Los Pepes because now the site's been completely taken over. Eric Boom was defusing. The angle is there. Oh, Vico's got to find shots here. He's got to find them. Super, though, can find one. What about the other from Sucre? I tell you what, he went for it. Los Pepes get the round.
Wow, that was I will say the strategy there worked out very well for them. A gunfight that didn't go their way could have been disastrous. And you can see again, Ku was a main man here, managed to get these players off the bomb as well as Eric Boom going down first, that pick. And that's what they were playing around, right? When they plant the bomb in that position, like, hey, if we can hold this long gun sights, we know we're going to have to try and make sure we win some of these gunfights. Mavericks thought pretty much the same thing. They piled on in mass, basically recreating bodyguard and throwing themselves in the way of that defusing player. Hasn't worked out for them though. Los Pepes here going for an aggressive defense. That play bomb could go down today. I don't know if they've got somebody watching it here. Ku's gonna get into a great position though. Vico's gonna go down. Super tries to find it, gets that trade back. Eric Boom will now get bombed. And they may try and play this all again, and I cannot believe that shot Boozer just got. Eric Boom is no longer confident at all in planning this.
We've got no map control. I mean, he can be shot by a few different players here if he does make the move onto the bomb site. Oh, Sucre is going to find Torres. Push around from behind, so that's just a nice and free, easy pick for the side of Mavericks. Now 2v2. Bomb going to go down. He might find another here. Look at this snap from Sucre. He's going to get out as well. That's big. Survival mode here, but I mean, Fusion... He's probably not going to expect him all the way back here. Massive, massive plays from the Maverick side. That's a big 2v3 in an unfavorable position as well, has to be said.
Yeah, they just got a little bit maybe too aggressive there, Los Pepes. They try to figure out that back alley push, and as soon as Abuza went down, Sucre went, all right, well, I'm out of here. I'm not hanging around for it at all. And yeah, huge plays from him around that back alleyway to make sure they lock this one down. But still 3-3, all to play for here as we move on to Los Pepes on the attack. And as you can see, it looks like they're going to be pushing two different directions, but there's a big play coming from Mavericks. They're going for mid control completely. And this is all information based now. Los Pepes can play around it, but first they have to figure out it's happening.
Yeah, hotel is locked down. You do not want to be pushing through here if you're Los Pepes now. Just complete mid-map control, so you control B site and you pretty much control the angles over towards A. Obviously, you can be picked from a few different angles, though. The push into hotel is obviously two different sites you can push in from. Mavericks, though, not in a bad spot here. They won't hate this. It's going to come down to a couple of big gunfights any second now. Look at those shots. Oh, you're not going to challenge a Krieg from there, but a trade comes through. Eric Boom drops. 2v2. I can never tell who's really in control, to be honest with you.
It's the angles. That's the issue with this map, right? It's the angles you can see players from and the amount of cover that allows them to get through, and you can see Sucre trying to get in, but that will be easy to get out. Benefit to them now, while Sucre is hot with a 4 streak, he now has to check so many corners and be wary of the double chow. Abuza throws another shoulder. He's going to come for it as well at the same time. He's actually going to go straight for him, but Ku is there to back him up, and that's the issue he was going to have. He knew he was feeling himself. He wanted that challenge, but you can't shoot or look in two directions at once. And that means Los Pepes go back up in this S&D.
It's looking so good for them. Honestly, I really thought Mavericks would come into this, and honestly, on paper, I think they are the better team, but they really haven't arrived in this series yet, and they need to do it quickly. Very quick, in fact.
Well, here comes Maverick once again. Could be a B plant this time.
There's my
Cool.
word.
Has managed to get the position onto it here. Now they're going to dip out, take hotel control.
It's not an easy retake. It's not an easy retake. Super up top's going to cause issues. There you go. Surely not. Surely not. Keep Eric Boom off him. Oh, they can't. And Sucre finds the other. Mavericks with a very fast round there. It is a hard retake. And the problem is allowing them onto the bomb site. It's hard for them to get there, but once they're there and the bomb is down, Super can just heady this and well, good luck trying to get anywhere near the site.
Yeah, that was just difficult, especially considering they just obviously didn't know it was happening. Weren't really in a position to get a good pinch either. No pressure coming from the back as they went straight heading the front after they lost that first man. But this is heating up in this search and destroy. Neither team wanting to put a foot wrong. Who will be the first one to blink? On board with the attack again here. Los Pepes this time making a look a big play again around the back. And it does seem like Vic will be the first one to call this out. Nate's coming out once again for him. It ends up dipping out of it. And they did go down. And it certainly gave him some information. But so many players here have Los Pepes.
Don't check the corner. Oh, Vigo's got bad timing, or is it good timing? Finds one at Torres. Yeah, it has worked out. And there you go. Abuza from behind makes it 2v2. Kind of works out.
Yeah, but where do they go from here? The problem they now have is information, right? Essentially, they do not know the distribution of the last two players. Are they watching the cross? Have they got the back of the street? As we can see here, technically they could try and go towards mid-street and make a play. There's a player tank, now player comes through hotel. But the problem is while we can see this on the mini-map and the X-ray, these players from the pace do not know where these players have gone. They're about to run into each other here now. Eric Boom is going to see Q and Abuza, and he is going to go down. Sukri now will have that information, but he is outnumbered. Here they come once again. He finds Abuza. Manages to get one. Q's going to go for the chance as well, but
I think we lost Bryce's mic. I'm not too sure if you can.
I think I'm back.
You are back. Did you pull a cable out?
I may have celebrated and fist pumped the air too hard and yanked my entire setup out of the wall. But I think we're okay now.
No, we good. No, we good. I don't know. Say it split mid through, and I was like, "Is it me who can't hear you?" I don't know, but that was ridiculous from Sukri nonetheless. Well celebrated. But look at this from Torres in behind from Hotel. Super's expecting the push as well. The stun is out, doesn't connect. Just have to back on down. Still a 4v3 in the favor of Los Pepes.
Well,
shots.
You certainly need to regain after that one. Super with the pressure. Oh my goodness, the timing, but he does almost get away. And Los Pepes bring this to a 5-5. And I'm actually going to just make sure my setup is locked in for this one because it has been heating up. And I don't want to do that again. But wow, what a couple of rounds coming out of these teams. And now they've got to be careful. It will be Mavericks on the attack this time around. The play call for the final round in this one. If Mavericks make it correctly, they go 1-1 in this series. If they don't, they will go down 2-0, and that's not a position you want to be in at this point in the game.
It's a huge round.
Trying to make a push. Here, they can't see anybody. Few nades going down. They're going to know here as well. He wants to check the corner. Checking it again. Eric Boom just wiggling, just trying, just jiggling, trying to get through. And not able. Oh my goodness, how has nobody died? They're throwing every shoulder and every corner, but Eric Boom gets the first. And now, with the pressure on the line, they have the numbers advantage, Mavericks.
Oh.
Beagle's going to put this one down.
Oh, this is surely round. This is just surely round. They've picked them apart, and I have absolutely no idea how.
Stick Maverick that entire round in the replay. What on earth was
I'm
that?
so stressed. I mean, it was just because obviously we can see it through the codcaster, but they don't know how close they are to each other in a certain way. It was just back and forth, shoulders left and right, but nobody really ascertaining much information. So it's like, okay, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? We were jumping around and ultimately end up with a Mavericks win of 6-5, one apiece in the series now. And I'm not too sure because honestly, it felt like Los Pepes were really controlling that one. But then when Sukri finds that 1v2, your mic goes out the window. The game goes out the window for Los Pepes. They completely lose it. Sukri was in such a good spot to win that round, and then the final round they kind of just picked them apart. What a strange one.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, there were so many key moments for that one. And this will be the last round again. And just keep an eye on the minimap, how close all these players actually are towards each other, because you can see here, Vico and Eric Boom do this ridiculous job of basically peeking every single angle you can. Eric Boom just keeps wiggling through here, just trying to figure out exactly where they are. And somehow nobody dies for so long. Eric Boom keeps flying through. I think Fusions ends up challenging here. Doesn't get through. He now jumps back around and just absolutely bangs a boozer. And that's where it went wrong for them. Already down first blood. A fight goes on towards back alley. And you've got to just say, right, Los Pepe's called it correctly. They stacked the right bomb site ton, but didn't make the right moves.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It comes down to that first gunfight. I think if Abuza gets that first one, you're very much in a different territory, aren't you, when it does come down to that round. First blood in that scenario where all those players are so close to each other, it's very much on a knife edge that round. They get it done in a really, really well played round there by the Mavericks in the end. So to make it one apiece, honestly, I really thought that this would be Mavericks sort of invigorated by that loss in a sense, be like, okay, well, that's fine, let's get it done now. But Los Pepes, my word, they have done so well to be in the series that arguably could be 2-0 up, 5-4 up in the search and destroy in a 2v1, and you get it turned around and suddenly it's one apiece. Though probably not feeling too smart now, has to be said. We're going to be heading into checkmate though, and I still feel as if like the ARs on the side of Mavericks aren't quite performing to the level that they need to be at this moment in time. We need to see better setups from them. When it comes to Garrison, okay, maybe it's not as important as something like checkmate when it comes to your ARs on control specifically, but it's still important. They still need to be locking these lanes down. They need to be getting aggressive. We need to see more from them, but nonetheless, Los Pepes, can they turn it around here after what will be a devastating search and destroy loss?
Yeah, it really will, and that's the key for them here, right? Like, they knew they could have potentially held that defense, and a few of those gunfights went the wrong way, right? If Abuza had held that pre-aim and managed to get Eric Boom instead, then the pressure falls away from that bomb site, and they have a lot of struggle going through, or the fight back alley, meaning the pinch could come in. Like, anything that could realistically happen a little bit differently could have changed the outcome of that one. But as we go on to Garrison control, both these two teams will be looking for this, because like I've said before, and I will reiterate it now, of course, is that this is a knockout game. The winner goes through into our playoffs tomorrow, more prize money, automatic qualification, all the laudits, right? The loser gets knocked out and has to requalify for Challengers Elite. Something a lot of teams have not been able to do consistently from stage to stage. That cannot be overstated enough. The amount of times we've seen big names, big teams not qualify again is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. As me and Ellen were talking about before, the pit is unforgivable at times, or unforgiving, I should say. It's one of those where it really we know how much of an on the day game Call of Duty can be, and it comes down to that. If your heart's not in it, you're going against somebody who hasn't played in the Elite potentially, or hasn't been in here for a couple of seasons, really wants to make it back for what will be our final season as well. You want to make sure you secure it at the earliest possible point. Yes, that's a top 2, but get yourself done and into the single elimination bracket as soon as you possibly can, of course, as well. That's how to get it done. You don't want to have to go through these qualifiers once again. They are not easy. It's the passion pit, well and truly, and it's difficult to get through nonetheless. For any teams, we've seen multiple teams who you would have thought would be a shoo-in, just nowhere near. I mean, you've had teams with the likes of Zero on them struggle to get through. Likes of Dave, Wayless, all these guys who are top level players haven't been able to make it through these qualifiers. So you need to try and get in as soon as you can, because there are people out there bidding for your spot, and you need to make sure you can lock that in before they get the chance.
Yeah, 100%, right? It's always grueling, especially like as we come towards the end of it. More and more teams are trying to figure out, this is our last opportunity to get some decent prize money. What can we do, and what can we mix up with, and how do we lock in for the remainder of the Call of Duty esports season, in essence? And I don't know, this game is very, very important, right? You get locked in for stage 5, you're feeling pretty good about yourself, but I genuinely don't know which of these two teams it'll be. I know there's been a lot of favoritism towards Mavericks in this case, but Los Pepes keep walking away with bigger and bigger wins, and one more win here will put them in the playoffs, ton.
Yeah, they're not far off it. They really aren't, and they have the potential to do it, especially after what we've seen in map number 1. Both games have been very, very close, has to be said. Obviously, coming down the wire with around 11 there, the whole point, okay, you can argue that Mavericks should have done better. They didn't, but at the same time, they were in the position to be in a better spot. They just didn't execute the way that they should have. Yes, okay, we're going to see another hard point. I'd like to see them turn it around in that sense. I can't remember in particular what map we are going to. I want to say it was Checkmate. Yes, it was Checkmate. So again, that's a very AR heavy map. You need to be able to lock these lanes down. Yes, okay, we are going to head over towards Garrison next. We will see Checkmate. Will we see Express? I think we might. I think this is going to map number 5 again, to be honest with you. And I honestly, just with how the team's been playing, it's very hard to call the maps. And it's just the same story when it comes to Europe and when it comes to North America with the challenges scene. It is so close across the board. It's so hard to predict the matches, but they're always super close. They're always super entertaining. So hopefully more guys keep tuning in because it's been a fun series so far. This one, the series beforehand was insane as well. Catch that round 11 if you missed it, because I'm still trying to decipher that one in my brain and it still doesn't make much sense.
That certainly doesn't. But let's see if this control does make a bit more ton as we do go on a Garrison for it. Which of these two teams will come out ahead here? And the truth being told, with how the hardpoint went and the S&D, it's anyone's guess. It really, really is. But we are going to jump on board with Eric Boom first of all. Now you can already see very aggressive push straight through. Has to back off. Trophy's not ready this early in the game, so try not to take any nade damage.
Just a feeling out kind of start for both teams yet. Test comes through and Eric Boom will eventually get rid of that issue. Fusion comes around and tries this out, so nobody really with any established control here so far. Pushing forward. How's he found that second kill? It's like you blinked like Goku or something. That was ridiculous. Torres just bullets were hitting nothing.
Well, this is now a good push actually from Mavericks. Giving up L here, one of us because he doesn't have the support. Actually, that's exactly why. He doesn't have the players he needs to back him up, and now he might try and retake it. Going here again, you can see Los Pepes have a few players in this area. They're going to try and hit this retake. They've got a pretty similar setup. Players laying down, players going through. Torres getting one, but doesn't go down. It will be Eric Boom with a 2-piece again. And now they're going to get that second tick on board, and it may be the case here. Los Pepes now give it up. Bearing in mind, it is pretty even so forth. But no, they're going to come for the challenge one more time here. They go through as well. Fusion getting one, Torres getting another.
Nice.
But that will tick away from them. There's contest there on the absolute edge of it being locked in. I'd love to see how close that was. It looked like it was complete to me.
Skin of their teeth, Pricey. Skin of their teeth.
Yeah. And now they've been punished for it. They haven't made a kill. They've been pushed all the way back in a spawn ton.
Yeah, and this is a good setup from Los Pepes. Top green control. I mean, what are those shots from Sucre? Abuza's like, yep, not challenging that. Gonna have to keep an eye on that lane, though. They need to lock it all down as best they can. Only one kill come through for Mavericks recently. But still, it's just wasting time. 13 seconds is all they have left to go, and they really do need to make the hit over towards B. Because on Super will find the kills, though. They should be able to secure this now. But Los Pepes, they do defend it very, very well. They've got the life advantage heading into the rest of the round. B will eventually be secured for Mavericks, but probably 40 seconds later than it should have been.
Well, still good position for Mavericks with the lives here, especially if they get a big first push, and Sucre's going to try and do exactly that. Super's going to help him out as well. That's a 3 down now for them as well, and all the pressure now going on to Abuza. He has to hold top green as his teammates try to get through, and he hasn't managed to do it here, and Super is causing issues in bricks. And now it's flipped. It's Eric Boom again for his team. Abuza actually has streaks as he's 7-1. The first time we've ended up saying that series as well. And that will help them hold control here. The life gap has narrowed as well, Ton.
It has. But the time is really not... It's what's not on Maverick's side here. The lives are probably going to be inconsequential because they need to make this push and they need to make it clean. Q and Torres, though, will find 2, make it 3, make it 4. That should be the round. 23 seconds to make this push here, and, well, lives are going to come into it, but honestly, it would have been difficult anyway. Mavericks will fall, and Los Pepes will hold their defense unless Super fancies a 1v10, but...
oh, well, I think he does.
Too.
That was incredible there. I mean, I think that probably the biggest difference was I've got to say that retake, like I said before, right? A lot of teams give it up at that point, right? You got the lives, you want to make sure that you don't get through, but somehow Mavericks let it slip. That original B push, they just couldn't get it done, and then they ended up getting punished for it. I mean, bearing in mind, that's time and lives. Two things that were really against them there as they tried to make that push into the second control point. And I don't know, maybe if they got it clean, they might have been able to get through here and actually end up winning that attack, but they haven't done so. They get their chance to defend now and try and even up the scoreboard in that regards. But Los Pepes will be trying to put this one to bed as soon as possible. And here comes the initial push from Ku.
See what they got to play with here as they start making this push. He is going to get taken down. A big, aggressive play from the Mavericks coming through. It was Fusion who found the kill, but I think it was maybe inconsequential. Nonetheless, Torres will find two. Abuza will find one, and these ARs on Los Pepes have been having an absolute field day. Look at the side of Mavericks as well. A player who, well, will find a kill now in Vikal, who has been so influential in their aggressive SMG play. 4 and 10 right now. You need to see maybe a little bit more from him.
Do. Because, well, I said before, right? These two teams very evenly matched, it seems, and even one player having an off game could cost you the season and all the things that go with it. So, at the moment, you see Los Pepes trying to get a bit of a stack come through here, but they don't have map control. Mavericks are pushing them back. A few more kills go down, and they're going to struggle to get out of their spawn. Fortunately, Torres makes one, and that gives them the window of opportunity. Eric Boom, they're looking to punish. He wants to see if he can get these spawn kills. This is a very common tactic on this map with no time left as well. Any kills they make here is going to be vital, but Vigil gets one as well. Eric Boom gets one. And Abuja tries to get through. He's going to see Sucre as well. That's a big two-piece coming from him as well. And they're now going to be able to get onto it, but it's Ku all alone. Has no teammates with him. They don't have time ton.
It's just delaying the inevitable. It's just delaying. He needs to stay alive as best as he can. Obviously, it freezes the timer. I don't think they got the time. They definitely don't have time now as Torres falls. There we go. Mavericks. With a slightly cleaner defense, has to be said. Nicely done.
Los Pepes couldn't get anything going. Just weren't able to get anything going at all. And even when we saw Ku managed to kind of slip through the net, working out for them. And once you're in that scenario, once you allow the other team to get map control, it's a nightmare because you just have to check everywhere. You know time's ticking away. And every slow push you have to make gives them an opportunity to take more of that map control, to deny you the opportunities to push forward. Mavericks got to be feeling pretty good after that defense, but what can they make of it on the attack? And now we can see Eric Boom currently on a 4 streak. We'll be looking for streaks. Not the most useful thing on the inside, but the outside is certainly where we've seen a lot of people use them to great effect. Eric Boom, that's back up behind him. Tries to shot punch, and it's not going to happen out for him, though. Ku gets 2. Hopefully we'll stop him in the end here, but that will allow them to pinch onto this if they want to. Ku's actually going to go for the spawn kill. He's going to rely on his teammates to get it. Not going to work out, though, with the player behind you.
That is tough. That is really important. How many team kills have we seen in this round? My word. There's been so many. Not just in this round, sorry, this map. 16 and 6 out of Abuza, though. I mean, the AR dominance once again coming through for Pepes. Vikal has definitely stepped it up from his really bad start. It's going to fall to Ku, though, who has been a constant thorn in their side as well, just playing so aggressively. Mavericks really only getting their first touch now. Torres deals with the push that comes through. Good defense by Los Pepes once again. Both teams defending very, very well, has to be said. Just not allowing any pressure to start coming in. They're just being aggressive, getting in the faces of the attacking team. Vikal's done very well to even find one there, though. Abuza backs down, but once again, streaks building for him. 4 in a row. And this is just looking like another easy defensive hold by one of these teams.
This is the big push, though. He's not going to be in a great position to get it out of the way. Caution player coming through. They now have to make this push here. Abuza gets 1. Ku's going to play and watch that vent alcove. He knows players are near as he backs off. And unbelievable, just takes down Vikal again. Will eventually fall themselves. 13 seconds left to go. Mavericks have to pull out all the stops here, diving straight on the control point. Not as much control as they would like, as Fusion is going to take that first player down as well. Super going to get 1 at the same time, and that's going to hold A for them. Mavericks are finding something here in the dying seconds of this game. Can they convert it to more time?
The problem is the time that they lack.
Super
Super may well be capturing A, but he's all alone momentarily. Yes, okay, they got green control, but they're going to have Torres coming behind them as well. That should be A clear. B, they may well just get there in time, and that might be enough to get this round going continuously. But Sucrete's going to find 2, and Bicol will find the next. I think if you lost Pepe's here, you maybe don't overcommit to this. Maybe let them have it. 16-9. Not a lot of time left to get a hold of B. I wouldn't send too much to try and stop this happening.
They don't need to. They were actually winning the kills though as well. Torres is staying here to try and make a bit of a challenge and somehow catches Super in the posterior is what I would describe that as, and we'll walk away with it. And unbelievable. Los Pepes choose to commit, and probably because they had so many lives in their favor. Torres thought, okay, I'll give this as well. And then we go again. Another defense win here on Garrison.
It's one of those that, you know, the map did start becoming, I wouldn't want to say attacking favor, but we definitely started seeing a lot more attacking rounds, didn't we, when Control had its major changes. But this is not looking like the time we're going to see much of that, to be honest with you. Both teams defending very, very well. And to be honest, just really struggling to get a hold on either side. There hasn't really been much objective work going on from either team. Pushing forward, top green control is good to have, and well, I mean, they've rotated around bricks. Fusion at the forefront of that one. All of a sudden, A possibly could be on the cards here. Sucrete will find the kills. Torres from behind, though, he'll find 2. He'll get taken down. It's an absolute bloodbath in bricks. But all that hard work that's been put in by Los Pepes will come to absolutely nothing as they don't get the tick on the A, and now they're going to start all over again.
Somehow the tempo of this game has just gone through the roof as both teams are flying at each other ton. You see Fusion and Torres just continuing a reign of terror around it at the same time, and now they're going for this push on to B here. They end up getting a bit of a stack going through. This is going up very, very fast as 3 players will go for it. And I think this may be the time they give it up as well. Even with the players coming through the top green, B will go down.
That's big, because even if they lose this round, I'm pretty sure they're getting a hold of some more points on the attack than Mavericks have, or at least it evens it up. So May leaning over towards that defensive side of things. Even if Los Pepes lose this round, they've got a good chance on the defense, but they may well walk away with the round number 3 that they need here. Bill's going to come through, and they're starting to get some progress over towards A. Q all alone. Torres will find a kill in the middle of the map, though, and all of a sudden, if you're Mavericks, you have to start funneling through bricks. Yeah, Brycey, not a good spot to be in, and look at the live difference as well.
Unbelievable. Q staying alive again. Probably do the same jump at the same time if he can. And Los Pepes just walk away with the win. Doesn't end with a bang, but with a whimper. And Los Pepes just did enough there. They managed to get through and lock it. And I've got to say, right, it's got to be with how fast those players were playing. They were hitting new levels of form. Fusion, Torres, we saw them over and over again take gunfights probably wouldn't some people expect to make, because they just kept flying around and making sure that essentially Mavericks couldn't do anything, Ton.
It was very, very difficult for them to. And honestly, what starts that off is Fusion going through mid-map and then into bricks, and then that's where the collapse happens. And then all of a sudden, you're like, right, okay, well, let's start funneling through. Let's get control of the map again. If you're Mavericks, you then lose the gunfight over towards B. Things get a little bit scary. You have to start funneling through the very small chokehold that is bricks, and it makes it difficult when there's a couple of players in and around A. Very, very well set up by Los Pepes, though. As I said, Fusion's really the catalyst for why that works out. And that's a 3-1 win on the control. Heading over towards a checkmate hard point. I think this is Los Pepes to lose now. Very much so. They've looked much better when it does come to the pace being set, which is what Mavericks really had in their favor in that previous series. They seemed to be better in that fast frantic gameplay, but Los Pepes seem to be absolutely thriving in it as well. It's their series to lose here, Bryce.
Kind of breaking that one down, I think they were playing 3 SMGs, but not only were they playing 3 SMGs, Abuza was doing ridiculous work, by the way. That was that shot there that he somehow managed to get on the Super. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, look at the replays. Just over and over again, we're seeing Los Pepes just sprint around and cause absolute chaos. And even when playing 3 SMGs, their AR is also dominating. Abuza went, what, like 2-3 big streaks there in the middle of the game? Like, just kind of contemplating and just going, hey, I've got 3 players running around at light speed. I'm just going to clear up after them. I'm just going to sit in good power positions, clear up after them, If I cut down a lane, they can go chaos everywhere else.
Yeah, it was just so perfectly set up. I mean, look, they've played that really, really well. Heading into map number 4, I mean, how have Mavericks come from being in that round 11 to go through to tomorrow to secure your spot in Elite Challenger season number 5 in a 4v2 in a round 11 to now staring down the barrel of a loss in the losers bracket after 2 losses in a row? It'll be a huge devastation for this team if they can't make it through to tomorrow. And well, these are the maps that they're going to have to do it on. It's going to have to be Checkmate and then Express to get it done. We've seen them on Express before. I don't know whether it was good or bad. That's what I'm trying to figure out in my head. Was it good what we see in the 1v3s? Was it bad that he had to be in the position? Well, it's probably the latter, isn't it? But nonetheless, they have to get through Checkmate first. It's going to be coming up in just a second. It's been another really good series, though. And honestly, I did think Mavericks would be feeling confident heading into this one. But I mean, they've just looked a little bit lost, to be honest with you. I mean, this could have been 3-0. This very well could be done.
Well, let's see if it is going to be. So far, Los Pepes have won the respawns in this one. Mavericks pulled off a narrow 6-5 victory on the S&D. You are right, Ton. Everything about this is screaming Los Pepes to playoffs. But will that manifest? Will that be what actually happens? It's time to jump into our control on Garrison and find out if it is going to end here, of course. We jump on board with Eric Boom to begin with. As we go straight into the plane. And you can already see Vehicle's going to get first blood. Now, with this contest coming through, both teams are going to wall bang everything.
Oh, there's chaos inside of here, isn't it? That said, the team that seems to be reveling in that chaos a little bit more is Los Pepes. Mavericks, though, typically have really been the ones who, when given this fast and frantic gameplay, the team who will excel at that. Nonetheless, though, Checkmate can kind of be a bit of one and a half a dozen, but sort of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, isn't it? It can be fast and frantic, but you can find these points where you can get your ARs in good position and lock things down. That's where Los Pepes will probably be feeling a bit more confident, but they could probably feel confident on the other side of things. Nonetheless, Mavericks will get the majority of the time here on P1 and have the rotation over towards P2 as well.
Yeah, well, and this is a hard lock here. But he's trying to punch through, but he knows there's players around him. Look for him as well. That's a huge kill as he tries to stay alive here. His teammates just spawned out so far that they weren't able to capitalize on it. And this means it's still a very hard break for them. They're trying to narrow this gap and get through. But it is a nightmare to break P2 on this when you don't have any control around blue side. Trying to run through the street is just not working a lot of the time. But it's going to be Ku who tries to make that play through there. But at the moment, I said it looks like Los Pepes the playoffs. At this point, it's Los Pepes. Where are the points?
Struggling to get any sort of hold here. We said Mavericks struggled on the AR side of things, but that's much, much better. Sucre kicking things off. We're most of the way through P2, and he's already got 8 kills making. No, not quite. Very much helps Torres along to his death, but this rotation over towards P2. It's crucial you lock down this right-hand side of the map, and of course get playing control as well. Oh my goodness me, this is much better. Mavericks looking fantastic. Super finds 2 massive, massive kills. And I feel like when it does come down to Checkmate, the default answer of how you win the map in any situation kind of has to be playing control, doesn't it? Always having playing control isn't necessarily crucial, but it definitely helps you on your way. Right now, it has mostly been Los Pepes there, but haven't really been able to do much with it. Mavericks very much walking away with it.
I'm just walking away with it, strolling,
celebrating.
Unbelievable. just pretty much doing whatever they want. Oh. That kind of sums this up for them. Los Pepes almost end up throwing that one in the bin as well. Eric Boom having a good game so far at the same time. And where has this Mavericks team been? 100-9 now, Ton.
Checkmate can be so swingy though, can't it? How many times have we seen this happen? In what, CDL challenges? Everything. Teams can really, really pull away on Checkmate. If you can get the spawn set up for P2, after getting a good chunk of time on P1, then all of a sudden you're looking rosy, but we know how quickly it can change as well. 50 seconds remaining on P3 as we have made our way over, but I mean, Mavericks have not stopped holding forward. Just aggression all the time and fusion. the top rope, gets rid of Sukri. Viko will find 2 though, and well, we need to see a big game from him from the front foot completely. Not going to work out this time for Viko though. He will go down. Eric Boom and Co. Can they lock this in themselves?
This is where realistically Los Pepes have to make a big play here. Not only lock this one down, but that fight, the fight for the next hill as well. Losing it could be disastrous. Who's going to now try to make a push? He's going to get shot down the side here. Mavericks holding strong. They know they can hold down these avenues. When those spawns start to come in, it will be disadvantageous to Los Pepes to break it. But Torres now making a leap for the back. I think he's hit the net as well. You don't see anyone on the minimap actually reacting to him here. That stun may have given him away. He's still getting through. This is great for him. They have no idea. He's going to find Super here. And they've made the break.
Just about, but look at the spawn still coming in here. Maverick still at the back. Viko just trying his best to deny the opportunity to jump straight on. Los Pepes have got a potential good 35 seconds to come through here. Keep an eye on Viko though. He did spawn out, and kind of a fortunate pinch developing. Torres ready for it. Is he going to be able to get away with this? Not quite. Ku should surely be traded out any second now. He's done well though, and I tell you what, he's getting points on the board. How on earth have Los Pepes still managed to pick up timing?
Well, it's the story of before, right? Mavericks get the rotation. Los Pepes get the break. And this may happen again here. Fusion actually going to try now get into planes to stay alive. Viko going to continue to spray. Eventually will take him down though, but it has given time for his teammates to come through. Ku already gets back into this one as well. We'll go down to Eric Boom. Torres comes through once again for the contest. This has gone very, very close, very, very quickly, and both teams now fighting tooth and nail to get this contest go through. Viko with a big play. This could be huge. Does see Torres there on the... But we'll give away his flank position as Abuza does pick it up. Both teams, of course, bloodbathing here in the middle of the plane ton.
Yeah, over the final 2 hills of that first rotation, Mavericks picked up about 15 points in that whole time, whereas Los Pepes pretty much picked up every other single second. It's now literally a 30-point game, whereas a 100-point lead for Mavericks at one point. Look at the setup. Mavericks are in control of this rotation over towards P2. Los Pepes, though, trying to break through. Abuza had a fantastic game at 17 and 15. Can he continue this off? Nicely done. He's going to go down to his teammate, but gunfight after gunfight, he seems to be winning. Fusion now going to fall to Eric Boom as well, so Mavericks trying to lock this one in. Big kill coming up here in a second. If they can get rid of Sukri, that might now give them a route down the right-hand side, but the problem for Torres is he doesn't have any backup.
Can they make this break? It went bad for them last time. Oh, more than bad, disastrous. But this is a little bit better as he tries to get through. Eric Boom, though, with a huge kill come through again. Eric Boom shuts the door in their face. And the Mavericks will now be in control. It goes back to a hard break for Los Pepes. And I just don't see them breaking it here with 30 seconds left to go. They've got to try and do it the hard way and maybe trying to slip into the crate. Fusion going to get one. They're going to try and contest it as well. Ku does manage to kind of find an angle, but won't be enough. And Mavericks hold on to their lead.
I mean, this is what happened last time. Mavericks had this P2 rotation and they locked it in. They held it well. Not quite as clean that time around, but nonetheless, they definitely stretched their legs with this lead. It was, what, a 30-point game? Heading back over towards P1 after the first rotation. Now over towards P3 on the second, and it's about 70. So they have regained a decent chunk of a lead here. Can Los Pepes fight their way back in? Currently nobody getting time on the clock. Super and Co just trying to fight for some sort of play and control. It looks like it is going to go over towards Los Pepes though. Potential time on the cards for them here. Look at this from Viko though, much better. Is he going to find the third? Not quite. The kills come through. Viko sets that all up. Mavericks getting time on the board.
Now, this is, again, Mavericks is to lose. They just have to figure this one out and try to get even one good hold here, by the way, Ton. Will put them in such an outrageously good position. They shouldn't lose this map, but we've seen weirder things happen in Challenger Elite. Now here comes the push already. Los Pepes are miles away from this. They don't have any control of this map where they would want it. And Super, going around the back here, is going to be a thorn in their side. They have to dig him out before they can do anything, and this is looking bad for Los Pepes now, Ton.
It is. That lead's grown since we got towards that second rotation. But here we go. This is looking like a nice little break. Potentially could come on through here for Los Pepes. And they're on the right side of the spawn. They've got control of the hill as well. 30 seconds here. What puts them 40, 50 points away. Playing control though. Paramount. We talk about it so much. Mavericks going for that. Looking for this rotation over towards P5. And if you are Los Pepes, you need to be surviving these gunfights. Torres around the back. Important job. Finds Super. Oh god. He's not in a good spot here, Bryce. He really isn't. Look at the spawns coming in from Mavericks. This is surely their game to lose now.
Mavericks just play rotations better. I think it's the difference maker in this here. You know, both teams can slay hard, both teams can break, but Mavericks keep finding themselves in the position you want to be in, and that's with spawns and with rotation when that hill breaks. And now they've got this again, another hard break. I'm fed up of saying Los Pepes have a hard break because it's all they have to do, and somehow they keep doing it. The spawns are in their favor.
Oh my God.
Bruiser gets one. It's now Eric Boom alone. He's going to try and hold this on for as long as possible. Su's going to come and give him backup as well. Torres going for the contest. And somehow Eric Boom staying alive. Eric Boom again. Just continuing a reign of terror here. 32 and 20 on this one with 2 minutes in the hill. That's another kill. He's got another kill on the board. Refusing to bow between any of this pressure. There's no way he should have been alive at any stage here.
He's done so well. 34 and 20. Looking for number 35. Can't quite find it. This, I want to say it's achievable for Los Pepes, but they need to flip the spawns. They need to stop Maverick getting 12 points. If they can get pushed through and get a hold of this hill, it's doable. But you've got to be perfect. Sucre, Vital, Super, all combining though. That should be game. Torres trying his best. Shot's going to go through. The rest of Los Pepes, I don't think they're close enough to do anything about this. We are going to map number 5. Once again. The distance once again, Brycey.
Well, couldn't go any other way. And by the way, best play. You are absolutely right. It is. This is ridiculous. Not only does he stay alive and wait for his teammate Super, I think end up getting a very important kill, but made a ridiculous two-pick.
This one
Twice. Abuja was like, oh, what is he doing? Why is he challenging me again? This doesn't make any sense. Eric Boom has not had the best of series, but he has the best of maps when we finally go into that one, and they need it. Map 5 here between these two. And that's why we think it's so going to be end of second. I said it was going to be close between these two teams. I didn't think it'd be this close.
No, I mean, I definitely had Mavericks. I was really feeling it. They looked good in their game up against Amelia Strays and were fortunate not to win that one. And now they were potentially staring down the barrel, but they force a map number 5. They very closely won what I would presume was their pick on standoff. Now, heading over to, again, what I presume is going to be the pick on the other side of things for Los Pepes on Express. I want to say it's kind of a similar map in a certain sense that it can be very aggressive. It can just all be about those initial opening picks and then going from there. But let's wait and see, because honestly, the series this evening so far have been anything but predictable. Mavericks now clawing their way back into this, Bryce. Honestly, I have no idea.
I hate to go into a negative note here, but Los Pepes have got to figure out the fundamentals of rotations, because they should have had that map. Just the amount of times they had to do hard break on like P2 and P4, like ridiculous. Sorry, P5, P2 and P5. I don't think they really got any significant time, and that's not good. Like, it's just not how you're supposed to play this at any point. Like, the more contested hills, like they did okay in plane, they did okay when it went to P3. Even Street, right? They did well. That's why they got a good portion of their points here, but they cannot try and have to do hard breaks every single hill. They did it on Moscow. Yeah, they won that hard point, but imagine if Mavericks had a few better holds. Like, they had the rotation pretty much every single time. Now, as a caveat to that, you have to say, yeah, maybe Mavericks ended up having the rotations because they were constantly broken out of the hill they were holding. But at the same time, it's not like we don't expect you to see a rotation if you get the hill. That has happened before. It is one of the things you usually end up seeing, especially when you go street to backwood, right? That is a very common rotation that people will try and hold. It just didn't really ever work out for Los Pepes.
No, it didn't. And look, It was kind of a similar story in map number 1 on Moscow, wasn't it? It was very much the fact that, okay, they weren't winning these rotations, but it worked because they were able to break through what was a flimsy Mavericks defense of the hill. So, yeah, okay, it works out in their favor for you in that scenario, but if Mavericks start stepping it up like they did, then things become a lot more difficult. And that's what we said. You know, map number 1 really could have went either way. It was kind of a Mavericks loss rather than a big loss Pepe's win. They did battle well for it. But then that one kind of comes home to roost in map number 4 when we've seen the fact that those rotations weren't being won by Lost Pepes, but Mavericks this time were winning the gunfight. So it swings very, very quickly in the opposite direction if you're not winning your rotations. But has to be said, map number 2, the Search and Destroy, very, very close, 6-5, comes down to Sucre having to pull off a 1v2 to keep them in the game and then going on to win it. Is huge, because then that would have been 3-0. Los Pepes would have already been ready, tucked up in bed, getting sorted for tomorrow, and we would have been on a break, ready to go on the NA show in a couple of hours' time. But nonetheless, we are here on our map number 5, and it's on Express. As said, it's kind of similar in the sense that it is very, very fast-paced, in the same sense as Standoff, I should say. But I mean, both of them have kind of had their moments of fast-pacedness. That's really worked out. So honestly, it's whoever hits their shots better. It's whoever has that maybe little bit of luck that you sometimes need in Search and Destroy. We've seen time and time again that Mavericks have that clutch factor as well. Sucre, Super, look at them. Not sure I want to see them get a hold of streaks though, if I'm quite frank.
Yeah. That is. I really hope it does become a meme. I really hope Super getting streaks.
Well, we can make it
doesn't become a meme. It could be. I mean, if he does it again, it will be, right? It'll be a consistent thing that happens between them. But I think, I think Eric Boom. We spoke about him before. I didn't think he was having the best of series, right? A few times we saw some big 2 pieces from him, but it wasn't as the level we were talking about there. But honestly, lights out. Realistically, dropping not only those kind of numbers, but we saw the high pressure positions he was doing while in them, right? P2, we sort of make a very big kill to make sure we didn't lose it. Then obviously we did see the ridiculous one of Wood where he just killed everybody somehow, even with support from his team. That shouldn't have been possible, but we'll see. We'll see what happens as we go into map 5. Magical map 5, as it always is. Express Search and Destroy this time around. This is now a Search and Destroy, not only for the money that comes with getting into playoffs, but also for Challengers Elite Stage 5, the very last stage of Challengers Elite. So much to play for, so much pressure on both these two teams. We jump on board with Abuser to kick things off.
Super playing for information immediately. Doesn't make the push, just lets the information come to him. All the utility that comes over the top. Eric Boom is already behind him. We are 20 seconds into this round. And Mavericks have done it. My word, we said it was fast-paced, but I didn't necessarily think it'll be over that quick.
Well, just hit it. And, of course, Eric Boom in the best play. I wonder how these two teams are going to adapt against each other, because that's the key thing here, right? If a team starts not having success in one area, you've got to adapt and figure out what strategies and what breaks off the rip you need to do better.
Oh god, that is a lot of grenades and they have survived it.
Somehow nobody's died in that exchange.
That's wild. I mean, that was literally an artillery barrage hitting towards this side. Mavericks survive it though, but it has slowed that push down. Look at how much map Los Pepes have. They are pushing well and truly up. Mavericks are yet to really get past first bridge.
Here we can see. Super with that first blood. Kudo is laying down in wait. And already backing off here, trying to get in a good position for his team.
Seeing him. I think Eric Boone. Oh, he didn't see him.
And now you can also ask yourself, where are Mavericks going with this? They've left a player over at 8. That's going to be Vehicle. Sucre, let's go see Fusion. Fusion trying to get out of it. Oh my goodness. Somehow breaks away. Eventually will go down as that gets called out. Eric Boone gets 2 once again. And Sucre plays with Abuser, but somehow Abuser comes out on top. And there we go. Another kill on the board. Eric Boom, one more time, has decided to step it up when they need him the most.
Fantastic stuff from him. 1 and 2. That's so big. And Abuser, weakest man on the planet, and that's an easy kill through for Eric Boom. In around number 3, and Mavericks are taking some big strides towards Those playoffs tomorrow. Good spot to be in.
And that's the thing now. Shut down Eric Boom. Can they do it? Big push coming in here. Both teams actually stacking the same site. It's about to be chaos. Here comes the big push. Eric Boom goes to the first player. That's a Boozer going straight down again. Another challenge coming through. It's Eric Boom one more time.
Oh,
Eric Boom for
my
the third.
word.
And here comes Torres. Eric Boom.
Oh,
Boom.
my
that's
God.
all 4. That's an 8 streak. And that's 3-0 for the Mavericks. Who on this planet can stop this man now?
1, 2, 3. Just playing his life perfectly. The position is fantastic. Torres is just another lamb to the slaughter. My goodness me, Eric Boom. 8-0. And this is the Eric Boom show. Fully streaked out. Don't know if that's a bad omen, though.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Mavericks have got streaks.
Oh, God, right. Okay, well, Los Pepes have won. Right, not this time. Third time's the charm, Mavericks. Come on.
Well, I mean, we're on with a hot Eric Boom. He's been playing lights out. He's going to challenge us. I've got a feeling.
Of course he is.
He may fly. It might actually see if a teammate can get his trace for him as well. Now he's got streaks, but he doesn't have to wait for it. There's players there. Out he goes. That's Torres. Anybody else here for Eric Boom? Well, he now finds himself actually numerically down, and he will actually go through. Los Pepes get it. And they can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. They needed to stop them there. And I'm a little bit scared. Mavericks have streaks, and it's not going well for them. Is this going to be a reversal? It actually scares me more than it should. I don't want this meme to be a reality.
Oh, Brycey, I'm going to get nervous if this round goes over towards Los Pepes.
Well, now comes the push. Los Pepes are going to go straight towards A, and it has been called a little bit wrong here by Mavericks. They have nobody here at the moment, but there are players coming through. Who actually has to get off the bomb here.
Streaks.
That streak's coming through as well. Super does get a
No,
boozer.
it's in. It's going. Doesn't need
It's
to.
a little bit premature. I think it's probably better when you can dictate the pace. That's the problem. You don't want to waste them. Well, they haven't done it before, of course, but...
Oh, this is a 2v4. This is a 2v4. He's not in a good spot to do this. Not even remotely.
Just needs one of them, though. He needs one of them, and he's going to go down. Los Pepes bringing it back.
2v4. Oh, dear. Brycey, it's happening.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. We can't talk about it yet, all right? Oh. Okay. Full regain. Los Pepes have done an incredible job, by the way, to bring this back after what was looking like a rout. Ku is now 7-3 as well. Eric Boom still has streaks in the back pocket. I hope they're not going to play around the streaks. I think they just should use them as their ace in the sleeve. Just play the way they have been playing, because so far they've been pretty good. But here we go. Is it just the ping, or is he going to lay it down? It's just the ping from the artillery. And they know there are now 2 players in tickets. So they may end up going for the rotation back towards B here.
Keep an eye on Ku as well. He's got 4 kills in a row here as well. So if he gets through this one unscathed, even with a kill, he'll be getting that. Has to be said. So the ping has allowed them to rotate over towards B, but you Los Pepes, do you read this? Do you sort of say, right, okay, where are our numbers now? Well, you haven't necessarily read it. Vehicle over towards A. It's going to confuse things somewhat, but a bit of a split down the middle here. Trax belongs to Los Pepes, but look at Super now. He was in a good position to do something, but that bomb is going down surely, and is so. Bomb down to B. Mavericks in a 3v3 hold.
Yeah, this is where the pressure comes through, though. Super makes a big kill to begin with. Torres going all the way around here to try and hit another angle. Finds Sucre.
It's big.
2 versus 2. Now you can see he's
Maybe
looking for
it's
England. He's going to find him as well. Huge kills from him.
Oh
Going
my
down
God.
again. And Los Pepes have found form here and have brought this back to a 3-3. Tell you something, that is digging in your heels and refusing to bow down to the pressure. I said before, Ton, I said, if something isn't working, you've got to adapt. The Los Pepes have found a way to regain here. 3 straight now for them.
That's a huge kill.
But this one is also...
They find...
he just had it.
I'm surprised he even challenged it, to be honest, because I thought he was just going to sit and wait for Coot to push around the next elevator, but nonetheless, Coot very close to streaks himself. Torres won't be too far behind him. Wouldn't surprise me to see Los Pepes maybe play this one a little bit slowly, try and get Coot those streaks.
So, here comes the push. A lot committed here in terms of tacticals and grenades. But will they manage to break through and get their numbers into this site? We'll see Los Pepes playing this very, very cautiously, not really committing. Mavericks don't have an awful lot in the area, just 2 players. Has that been enough to scare them off? You can now see the rotation potentially coming in. Eric Boom's actually going to call in. And he has no idea. He sees absolutely nothing from this. Goes for the curve through.
Tell you what.
Try and find something, and he gets a trophy system.
Trophy system's not blocked missiles, though, not? Imagine.
And now the rotation comes through. I mean, the only thing he's got left, I think, is the unpinged, the pinged artillery.
Yeah. Mavericks have read this.
There we go. That's the artillery.
Which side's that from? No. Oh yeah, okay, it is Eric Boom, so he calls that in blind and finds the kill into Torres. Fico going to make the challenge. Q's going to fall. Abuza and Fusion, though, trading the kills out. Now it's suddenly 1 versus 2. Abuza has to go for the plant. He'll do very well to get out of this.
Oh, he's playing it.
He
Everybody's
doesn't
going to
get out
challenge
of
him. The timing! And he will go down. Mavericks managed to stop the bleed. They committed so much. All their streaks have gone. All that hard work of Eric Boom used on 1 round.
So it's all used, but it does result in a round win. So you take that one, that's fine. Without them, would they have found it? Debatable. So the streak's used well. Abuza here, just in the roughest of spots, though, has to be said.
Yeah, that is not fun. That is not fun at all. Wow. What happens now? Who can pull ahead here? Do Mavericks go up 5-3? Or the Los Pepes brings back 4-4? Big push, though. Mavericks now going straight into this one as well. This is aggressive from them at the same time. Eric Boom, we're going to fire the score. It's a triple peak. And it goes even for them in the end here. Torres going to be sending in Ticket, trying to stay alive as his teammates go through. And it looks like a full wrap.
Oh, they won't expect this. I don't think Ku got a hold of those streaks either. Obviously following the previous round. Oh, Fico. Oh, he's so close to finding Abuza. He was not going to expect Vigo to be that. And that's a huge kill. Position's given away nonetheless. They are fine with this, I would say. 3v2 in their favour. This is to go 5-3 up.
Torres being sneaky. Trying to figure out if he can reverse this, but he hasn't seen anybody. Oh, he's going to see it now.
Oh, no.
Oh, that is huge.
Oh, does he know he's behind him?
He's going to find him. He's got to play this patient, play this right as well. Gets through Cruz now. Brings it back. Get out of there somehow. This is chaos.
20 seconds.
Mavericks don't know how to commit.
Oh, how has this happened?
Time. Super. Now I
There's
don't
no
even
time.
think you can do it. No, there isn't.
There's no time.
And I'll tell you something. Patience from Torres to break Mavericks.
My word.
You just can't write this S&D. Like, it's been so back and forth, so crazy. 3-0 up, tied at 3-3. 4-3, even with numbers. Clutches coming in. Aces the lot. And I still don't know who's going to win. I have no idea who wins this one.
Oh, I'm getting stressed.
And that's what I said. Imagine how much this game means. Like, it's a very big game between these two.
Oh, look at the hit. Look at the hit from Mavericks. Oh, he's not read it either. Oh, my word, Torres. Even the fact that he finds one there is massive, and now they're falling, and They got no idea what's going on this round. They're in a 2v3. Not really any map position, at least towards A, while Super saying that is there, but he just moves away like literally the split second the push comes through, but that's a good shot. Is Q getting this down? Yes, he is. 2v2, gets out.
I thought he was going to die to fusion there, but didn't.
Okay, Vigil.
Got to figure out a way to break this down. The 2 versus 2. Big come through as well. It will be Vigil for the first one. Now Q in a 1 versus 2. 29 seconds to play with here, and they're going to try and probably double challenge him. Sorry, finds one. No, doesn't even find one. Super gets that one, and it will be Mavericks to get it. And, oh no. Oh no. Super might get streaks. No, I didn't mean now, but next time. Should never be stressed about a player getting streaks, but if history ever repeated itself, I would be disappointed to say the least. But here we go. Mavericks on series point here in the S&D to playoffs and on the attack. On board at the moment with Super. What is the push? It looks like it's going to be an A hit. At the moment, Los Pepes will see the position around B. See nobody's there. They're going to go through the middle at the same time. Torres already gets one. Super's gone down. They may go for a quick plant here, Mavericks. Super gets one back.
Does he have streaks?
I don't remember the amount of points. It wasn't a million miles away. Normally it's 7, but I don't know what other objectives he's managed to hit in the meantime.
Next kill's huge.
There we go. Yeah, he's just a fraction off. Just the tiniest bit.
Los Pepes have got to do something. We've got to do it shortly. Has the timing not worked in his favor? He gets away. Eric Boom to help him. Torres falls. This is surely it.
I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. And there we go. Vigil will get 2. And Mavericks will walk away with this win here. They take down Los Pepes in a thrilling search and destroy. And they will be moving forward to playoffs tomorrow against the other big 3 teams that have already locked in. But Ellen, I'm so glad you can join us because I need a breather. What did you think?
Oh yeah. I mean, I need a breather. Wow, that was a crazy series. First of all, I'm not mad at Mavericks anymore. Okay, they totally made up for it. But Sucre going off in that search, Eric Boom, I mean, they were on the verge of losing, and if just losing that hard point on checkmate, like that would have been devastating for them, considering the fact that they almost won previously, and then that, like, just their backs against the wall. Clearly, they just turned up. So, Eric Boom, wow, good job. Like that was just a crazy series to watch. It was scary though right there at the end. I was really like, oh my God, I just was hoping we didn't have deja vu.
No, it was a very stressful time. Fortunately, I don't think Super got streaks, so that's probably the reason they ended up winning there. But I don't know, Ton, yeah. That was insane. Like, you got to feel for Los Pepes to bring it back there at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when it was 3-0 in the Mavericks, to bring it to 3-3, and then you think, and they got a couple of first bloods there as well. I think it was actually possibly either a 2v3 or a 2v4 that comes through for Mavericks to put them 5-4 up. So, look, there's big clutch situations for Mavericks, and hopefully that puts the Juju man out of the way now with the whole streaks. They get a game done where they did get streaks. So that's that hopefully done and dusted, third time for the charm. But I mean, yeah, it has to be the standout moment though from Eric. Phenomenal. Yeah. From those 4 kills, he then finds the streak that arguably won them a single round there as well, which was massive in the grand scheme of things. And Mavericks, job done. You're into tomorrow.
It certainly is job done. But as we look forward to tomorrow's playoffs, it is time to find out where we have been, of course. This is how the knockout bracket in the EU region went down. Amelia Strays and the Originals. It will be Amelia Strays moving forward 3-2 in both of their matches. And they end up in playoffs. The Originals, though, obviously losing that first game, lose again against the Los Pepes. A team that actually lost to Mavericks first of all. But Mavericks managed to just be consistent. They won that twice to eventually get through into it in what was a pretty entertaining game. I kind of wish I'd seen the other winners round 1 as well now, just to see how that ended up playing out. But that is our ridiculous game here for this one. But of course, from one bracket to another, we can take a look at the bracket for tomorrow, of course. This is how our playoff bracket will play out. August will go up against the Mavericks team we just saw, and Elevate will play last stage's champions, Amelia Strays. Very big game, that one. The winner, of course, will go into our grand final, and then the winners of that will be our champions. But it certainly is stacked, this one, Ellen, and I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Of course. Expect the unexpected, right? But when it comes to tomorrow, I just, the team that's looking the strongest for me is Orglis. They're just on a hot streak right now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them taking it. But it's going to be, if it's anything like today, I just have a feeling tomorrow is going to be even crazier.
No, I don't doubt that either at all. But I suppose it is time for the European region to go to bed after a incredibly thrilling few games here in our knockout stages. We do say goodnight to those teams because we will see them tomorrow. But what we do have coming up, though, is a North American region. Will it be just as exciting? Will we find our own Eric Boom on American soil? Who will be the two teams to make it out of this knockout bracket? All these questions and more will be coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. Call of Duty Challengers Elite will return right after this.